Yo, what's going on? This is the youngest in charge, Leon Slater, and you're listening to the Sports Jedi Network. You get me?
You're watching Jedi Sports Network with Kev.
I'm Tom Hannafin from TNA Wrestling. You're watching the Jedi Sports Network.
Tune into Heel of the Ring podcast on the Sports Jedi Network channel. May the sports be with you.
What's up, Kevin? It's me, Miles Bourne. I just wanted to come on here real quick and say thank you for your support. I really appreciate it, and the fact that you're there every Tuesday really means a lot to me.
Hey guys, this is Elena Black, and you are watching Sports Jedi Network.
This is AJ Francis, and you're with Sports Jedi Network.
What's up, Jedi Nation? Welcome to a live Sports Jedi weekly wrestling here on the Sports Jedi Media Network. I'm one of your hosts, BS Sports Jedi Kev, and this is where wrestling comes together for the hottest takes, the biggest debates, the wildest prediction, and the moments that the entire wrestling universe will be talking about, from the WWE, AEW, NXT, TNA, and the entire professional wrestling landscape. Today, we'll cover from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW Dynamite, TNA Wrestling, and beyond. And we're talking our WWE SummerSlam prediction show. Who walks out victorious? Who's getting the shock? Who's still in the show? And which superstar is about to make a statement that changes the game? But before we get into this here, we want to say what's going on to the Sports Jedi crew. I'm not doing this alone. You already know. We have some heavy hitters here this afternoon. The one and only, the sharpest mind, PGH Chris. PGH Chris, welcome to the Sports Jedi Network.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Yes, we're here again on another Saturday here to talk about some SummerSlam. SummerSlam weekend here. SummerSlam is tonight, night one. A lot of things happening tonight. A lot of big matches that we will talk about and break into. A lot of odd stuff happening in the weekly shows this week in professional wrestling leading up to the pay-per-view. So we're going to talk all that and much more here on a Saturday. So let's get into it. Every Saturday, you guys know the drill.
And, of course, our guy, Haas Knuckle Brew, will be joining us a little bit later, having a little bit of technical difficulties. So he'll be bringing in the hard and heavy truths. But don't forget, we are officially sponsored. Yes, before we do the wrestling conversation, we got to give some love to the brands that support the Sports Jedi Media Network channel. Of course, G Fuel Energy, need the fuel to survive the wrestling night and all of this professional wrestling break. Use the promo code PGHChris and get 20% off your orders at gfuelenergy.com. And don't forget, we are always powered by Dude Wipes, because wrestling fans, you know, sometimes you got to handle your business. So text all in capital letters, Dude, save 20 to 59463. We'll send you a 20% off coupon code, a digital code, so you can save on all your products on Dude Wipes, from the scent bombs to the medicated pad to anything that Dude Wipes under the sun. And anywhere you can get it, Amazon.com, Kroger.com, Walmart.com, all the different places you could use that promo code and save. And of course, Blackout Coffee, keeping you powered through every match, every debate, everything wrestling, hot takes, and more. Use my promo code SportsJedi20 and save 20% off on the order. And of course, the one and only, we want to show love to Devin and Lang. Use promo code Courtney O'Shea to save 15% off. Devin and Lang for all your apparels, intimacy apparels, and more. All tensile modal materials. It's summertime. You want to have your undergarments nice and fresh and nice, cool breeze. So go to Devin and Lang and use promo code Courtney O'Shea for 15% off. We appreciate every single sponsor supporting the Sports Jedi Network and helping us continue to bring wrestling coverage to the Jedi Nation. So let's get into it, whether you're watching us live on YouTube, listening to us on your favorite audio platform, or hanging out with us across all the social media platforms. We want you in this conversation. So please hit the like, subscribe, share the show, and let's get into the live chat, because around here, we just don't watch wrestling. We talk about it. We break it down. We give you our opinions. We don't fake react. We give you our honest opinion, whether you like it or not. We could agree to disagree like adults, but we're going to get into the entire week. Chris, I want to start off with something, because I want to talk about the most recent. It's igniting the wrestling world, and it's the final qualifying opportunity for the women's ladders match, where you have Lash Legend and you had Julia. Now the internet is reacting, whether it's well done, not well done, or well deserved. Julia losing. To me, I'm not bothered by Julia though losing, but the amount of time Julia got in the ring with Lash Legend, I have an issue. And here's my issue before I let you unleash you. Julia is a well-renowned superstar around from her time in Stardom over in Japan. She is known and she came with a lot of great fanfare. Lash Legend, homegrown talent from the WWE. We've seen her rise, her hard work, her charisma, but I don't think the amount of time that was given was the correct way. And it was not like Lash Legend totally demolished her, diminished her. It just felt like it was like, okay, like Julia kind of went through the motions. I have an issue, and this is I want to hear your thoughts, and I have another. I want to elaborate on this even more. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, it was definitely disappointing and definitely shocking because I mean, I didn't expect Julia to win. I do think she's the better contender in a ladder match than Lash Legend. But when I look at some of these competitors, like you have Jade and Charlotte, who are bigger, taller wise, but those two, I could see them climbing a ladder and doing something off the road. My point is, every ladder match kind of needs that. I don't want to say big body, but somebody who could take the fall, take the grab, pick somebody up if they need to. So I can understand why Lash Legend, would advance. And again, I think they just see more in Lash Legend than they do in Julia. It's, she has a lot going on. It's, she was featured on the Unreal stuff with Trick. So I think they see a lot of value in Lash Legend. But yeah, this match definitely could have went 10 minutes. It probably went like 3, under that, probably like 2.5 or something. It was a squash match that didn't have to be. And I kind of feel bad for Julia because I feel like she's not, just by looking at some of the stuff on SmackDown, I get the sense that she's trying to do something different, that she's trying to stand out, whether it's with us, the fans, or backstage with the producers and the writers. It's just not working. I don't know if it might not, like, I think they think it's not working. They mean Triple H, the writers, all this stuff. I just don't think they see maybe what a lot of people, what a lot of the fans see. And that sucks. I think Julie, she just had a lot of momentum and a lot of hype built around her when she came in. So like, that's another reason too. I feel like a lot of fans are upset with something like this because they expected more, because they kind of treated her like a pretty big deal. And she was a big deal in NXT. Like, that's the thing. That's another thing that we've talked about back in the day, last year, where it was like, why bring these NXT people up when you don't really have any real goals for Julia? Now, she was the first ever United States champion, women's side, or around, not first ever, excuse me. She had that title reign for a while with Kiana James on SmackDown. But she never really did anything with it. Her and Kiana never really had an ending of a match or a feud. So that's kind of, her booking hasn't been great either. I'm honestly surprised she still even won that US title, and Chelsea didn't take it from her sooner. So I don't know. It's a tough one, but I just don't think they see Julia as a big time player on SmackDown.
Now, here's the one thing that bothers me when it comes. Here's the reason I get bothered with the WWE, period. You made a big fanfare when we saw her that 2 WrestleManias ago when she was with Rosie O'Donnell, and they sat down and the crowd was chanting for her. They were very excited. It wasn't just 2 or 3 cats. It wasn't 200 and 350 people at the Performance Center going bananas. It was a live crowd of over, let's say, 5,000 plus. I believe that was in Stand and Deliver when we saw her. A view.
Was it in Philly?
You might be right. It might be Philadelphia. So there was over 5,000 people plus. If you want to fact check me the attendance for that Stand and Deliver, I will love that. And at the end of the day, they were all chanting and they kind of knew who she was. It wasn't like, who? It was, they really wanted Julia. Julia was overwhelmed by the amount of enthusiasm and excitement from the wrestling crowd at that time.
16,500 fans in that building.
Okay, that's a big number. That's a huge number. You telling me from there to there, this lady decides to uproot her culture, move across the hemispheres. Okay, not just she's not going just across the pond. She's changing from one different time zones, coming there with visas, all that to a new country, coming with not knowing no one, and she moves all the way to the United States to the Performance Center in Orlando, adapting. The girl speaks better English. Okay, I'm gonna say this than Io Sky. She's speaking. She's learning. She's going to classes. She actually cuts better promos than Stephanie Becker. And I can understand Stephanie Becker most of the time because she speaks Spanish and I speak the language. She's a better promo. And plus the poor girl has changed her looks. Other than getting implants, she's changed all her looks. Seriously, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Changing hair color, doing this, doing that, baby face, heel. I blame this all on fucking creative. I am sick. I'm tired of holding back on the WWE creative. I've been a Paul Levesque supporter, but I am getting tired of this. You know what pisses me off? It's not just with Julia. They rush and they go so quickly and hard to call all these wrestlers up from NXT to pluck them out. They have no direction, no sense of pushing them. And the thing is, they leave them there to rot and collect dust. Jordynne Grace, where has she been? She hasn't been featured weeks on SmackDown, and there is no injury with her. There is no Jordynne Grace whatsoever on a show where everyone says that SmackDown stinks, and they still don't use Jordynne Grace. Kiana James, she had that injury. Now she had momentum. They put her in the freaking ice bath. Nothing whatsoever. This is all on creative because when creative wants to heat up a wrestler, they'll do whatever it takes, move whatever segments, push whatever they want to do in order to heat them up. And the thing is, they only want to microwave certain wrestlers. It gets frustrating. How is it that this guy who can't wrestle for shit, I'm gonna be honest with you, he's very entertaining. I like his segment. I think he's hilarious. It's Danhausen, but they're pushing him to the moon. But you're telling me a wrestler who could wrestle like Carmelo Hayes, Jordynne Grace, these people, they don't push them. Julia's a hell of a wrestler. She's great. There's no way Io Sky and Julia should be a match, or even Asuka before retiring. We should have had, or semi-retired. We should have seen these ladies go. It's okay to give a variety of different wrestling matches. It's okay to give a Joshi type of match between Io Sky and Asuka, or Julia and Asuka. No, I don't know what their thought process is. You got a bunch of writers that, to me, ain't worth $1 for shit. But meanwhile, they want us to charge all this amount of money to go watch them and pay this streaming platform here, that streaming platform there. WWE loves to put their hands in my pocket, but they don't give me a happy ending. Chris, I'm very bothered with that.
I agree. I'm very happy we agree because it's not just the Julia stuff. I mean, these shows were go-home shows for the biggest show of the summer. And what really happened on these two go-home shows to help build up for SummerSlam? And since we're on the topic of SummerSlam, why the fuck is Baron Corbin getting a U.S. title shot?
Your question is as good as mine. And listen, maybe that's all great and fine and dandy. But why is he? I'm with you. You showed up. We didn't see him, period, until last night. Yeah, the promo was good, Chris. Don't get me wrong. He came out, he cut a promo because Baron Corbin is that solid of a guy.
Of course.
And maybe it's because this is the problem. And I say this every time for TNA Wrestling. And I'm going to say it now for Major League Wrestling, for MLW. You got to stop with the recorded bullshit for 3 months ago and try to fucking shove it up our ass that is live. I get so mad. You're fucking recorded 3 months ago, and you want to pretend that tonight is going to be live, where you're going to see Bishop Dyer or there, part of the Skyscrapers wrestling. No, he's been gone for the company for almost 2 months now. Why are we? And maybe that's why we don't see him on television, because they're respecting the fact that he's still being featured on MLW. That's WWE playing nice, in my opinion. But damn, I hate when we are in the age of Streaming, everything is on a streaming platform live. We could see someone taking a fucking dump live on a streaming platform. Wrestling should be live on streaming platforms. If we could get on a microphone and turn on a microphone every Saturday live, why can't these wrestling companies do the same? I'm sick of, and I understand editing and so forth. Give me a week apart. The same thing happens with the Impact Zone on Thursday nights with TNA. We are in the age of time. We need, if we have to, and I hate to say that, we have to have live professional wrestling content. You can't be 3 months behind, 3 weeks tapings. It doesn't work, brother. It doesn't work. If you can't sell stadiums or arenas or venues, then get a studio. Invest in a studio audience. Like, hey, OVW hasn't gone out of business, and they film in the same location. So I'm having an issue there, Chris, and I agree with you. I totally agree, and I see your point. Why is Baron Corbin getting a title shot? He's not going to the match ain't going to be crap. The match is going to be
Corbin's one of the safest workers in the business. It's nothing to do with Corbin. It's the fact that this guy comes back after years and years of not being with the company, and again, still being featured on MLW, and he just comes in and gets the title shot against Trick. I think we should have gotten. I'm one of those very few people that think we should have gotten Trick versus Melo at Mania.
I'm with you.
We definitely shouldn't gotten Trick versus. Oh, I know you are, but we definitely should have gotten Trick versus Melo at SummerSlam.
Yes, absolutely. Trick
and another thing, and Tony kind of read my mind because I was gonna say that again. Why are we getting a number one contenders match for the undisputed title at SummerSlam between Finn and Sammy? Shouldn't Sammy just get a title shot after WrestleMania or SummerSlam's over, considering that he never got his rematch against Punk? I
could see that. I could even go further. Sammy versus Finn Balor should have been on a main event for Monday
on
Night
SmackDown
Raw, or SmackDown. Excuse me.
It should have been the SmackDown main event last night.
Yes.
Because then after SummerSlam, they could build up probably Sami Zayn versus Punk again.
Yes.
So
and he could interfere or do something during the match at SummerSlam. I don't know,
Well, that's you could, because that's on night 2.
Correct.
So yeah,
and they didn't, and they chose not to do that. It was a weird. They've been weird. And Triple H, he's gone on WWE Radio. I want to talk about that. This is
what we do.
And that's great. I'm for that. Shut up and watch the show. But there's a lot of, and I can't sit here and tell me to be quiet and enjoy the show when you're doing a lot of disservice to talents in your company. You called up a lot of wrestlers currently now. Javon Evans, he's frustrated. He's not even in the WrestleMania. He's not even in the SummerSlam card. You want to push Obafemi to the moon, and you almost ruined it with that terrible segment on Monday Night Raw with the weigh-in. That was terrible.
You don't need a fucking weigh-in.
No.
You gave us a bullshit contract signing for what? There's no fucking title on the line. There's no number one contenders match. What do we need a contract signing for? What do we need a weigh-in for? The fact that we didn't even get the weigh-in with these guys face-to-face, they had to be separated because of a damn Hell in a Cell. I mean, the only thing cool about that was them giving them the middle finger, and Netflix removed it after 24 hours.
Chris, you know where they could have had that done? They could have done it at the SummerSlam kickoff show, the weigh-in. Simple. You didn't need to put it on Netflix.
Yeah. They could have had They could have done it all over. They showed that SummerSlam kickoff show all over fucking ESPN. They could have done it right there and there. They wanted to make WWE feel like a legit sport on ESPN.
That's what
they could have had an official weigh-in right then and there, and they could have had all the shenanigans right during the weigh-in.
It looked.
How many times I went to the gym. Me and my buddies. We went to the casino the other night. You know how many times they're showing the WWE kickoff shows on their ESPN stuff? Everybody sees it. Brock Lesnar? They should have done it right then and there. That's where, again, that's how they utilize this ESPN partnership so fucking bad. And I've already talked about that. It's just, this whole ESPN thing's nuts. And they don't utilize it good. And they should have done that there.
I want to address the comments. Tony, we see your comments, Tony. No, we're not doing the watch-alongs. We're going to take a little bit of a back here for health reasons, a little bit of just enjoying it. And we're going to immediately follow SummerSlam. We'll be having a review show. So we're going to be breaking down, reviewing SummerSlam night 1, night 2, the next following night. all that stuff. So yeah, we'll be on for the after SummerSlam. Immediately, we'll be coming on live and to doing our reaction and reviews. Aaron, the Obafemi was his favorite part of Raw. Honestly, I'm not saying it was in the wrong place, Aaron. I'm not trying to convince you to say not to like it, and I disagree with you. No, I think they should have done it on ESPN because you would, again, like Chris just finished elaborating and saying, it was showing all over the place. You could have put it there where you were like, oh damn, even if they would have had a physicality, they definitely would have been a nice talk. You people getting to talk about that, because it happens on even in UFC weigh-ins. Look at even, we're going to talk about Ryan Garcia. I'm going to give him a new asshole, and so forth. You could have put it there. Well, things got testy, and people want to watch. Especially if you're going to put Obafemi and Brock Lesnar on night one, whenever they're going to do it free on ESPN, ESPN would have been running it. Cool. I understand Netflix wanted that.
I just don't know why they had to
give you something else.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know why they needed to do a weigh-in anywhere. Yeah. There's no point of a weigh-in. There's no weight classes in WWE. There's no I enjoyed when Oba got down to the cage and Brock's outside of the cage and they're flicking each other off. I like that aesthetic. Like that, I like the visual. Like
the cage.
Trust me, I don't. Yeah. If that was your favorite part of Monday Night Raw, I don't blame you. The show sucked. So if
the show was all right, it was okay. There was just one segment that took the show and gave you the enema, the diarrhea pill.
But a couple of that, but there's a few things even still leading up to SummerSlam that I don't understand. Remember last week I talked about I have the SummerSlam card. Remember last week I talked about the Usos, Fatu, Royce Keys, LA Knight. That shit's still a mess to me. The Danhausen thing, that's most likely what it on Raw. We're not getting too much there with Seth and Roman. And then I loved Raquel winning the IC title. I know everyone hated that shit.
I'm good with that too. I'm with that. I'm with you.
I loved it. I have no problem with that.
And guys, we didn't speak all week because I've been dealing with a few things, and we and Chris didn't speak. And it's funny how we loved and come to an agreement on liking the Raquel Rodriguez winning the IC title.
Oh, I loved it. Raquel Rodriguez, she's doing more on the main roster. She's doing more on the roster on TV, period, than in my opinion, than Sol. I think Raquel has a better. I think that title's in good hands now because Sol's not going to go out there and have random matches or a couple of match at a pay-per-view here and there. No, Raquel, you could have her long term with Roxanne, with anything you want to do in Judgment Day. So I don't, and again, I know that's a little played out. I understand that, but we still haven't seen the Roxanne and Raquel feud going on. Roxanne wins it. Maybe we get an AJ Lee coming back. Everyone gets their fucking fantasy matchup. So I think the IC title for the future, I think if I was booking it, I think this is a good outcome.
Here's a lot of different things. I like what you said there. We're going to stick on the Monday Night Raw segments. The Monday Night Raw segments, I agree with you. The IC title for Raquel Rodriguez. So Ruka still was brought up a little too premature for the main roster. And again, I blame this a lot of the WWE fans and the WWE creative as well. Back then, I know this is not how we do things back then. We have to evolve, we have to change, we have to, get with the times. But whenever you had a wrestler come to the WWE territory, or in this case, being elevated, we need some vignettes. I mean, Blake Monroe has been getting some vignettes. They gave Blake Monroe vignettes, which you don't really need it. But they should have been some Sol Ruka vignettes, so you could get invested and make a big deal. She's coming to Raw. There's going to be a tsunami of enthusiasm because she's, you see, they're always riding on a wave. No, they force fed her. They gave her that title too quick. Now what? I feel she's going to get lost in the sauce. This is why I'm a big proponent, Chris, that I get mad. You have to let these ladies or men take a taste of what it is to be NXT World Champion. When I mean that is doing media, being the head of now you're the main event. What are you going to do? How are you going to help elevate other talent if you're not getting elevated, if you're not winning, all that stuff. So Ruka, she's waiting. All she is setting up for a soul snatcher. I hate to say that. And the move that I can't stand in professional wrestling. It's that moonsault out to the outside to the on the outside part when they do the moonsault for the top rope outside. You're going to tear your ACL, your MCL. I hate that move because I'm worried about the wrestler's safety. You're expecting the wrestler to catch them and break the fall, and a lot of times they fall, they land on the knee. Look what happened to Charlotte.
And you know why I hate that spot too? For that reason you just said, it looks bad on TV when everybody's outside of the ring and you just see everybody get up and like, come here, come. You see these wrestlers pulling each other fucking closer for them to get the spot, take the fall. It looks bad. It looks fake. And I hate to use that freaking word when we talk about professional wrestling, but that's the honest reality on that move. It looks fake when, come here, we got to catch the fall. Stop that.
It's because of the knee and the possibility of ripping.
Then get rid of the move.
I agree with you. I hate it when Charlotte does it. I hate it when JD McDonough does it. I hate it when any wrestler does it.
Look what happened with JD. Look, JD McDonough and Charlotte learned the fucking hard way by doing that.
And she loves to do that. And so Ruka really needed some more time.
Yeah,
listen,
Charlotte's not 25 anymore.
If they really want to, and I know people are going to hate what I'm going to say right now. If they really wanted to see Soruka how she looks as a champion, she should have an opportunity as the TNA Knockouts champion. They should have sent her to TNA to work with the professionals over there, a higher roster, and try to get over and see from a different perspective when she gets to the big lights in the WWE. And I'm not saying TNA isn't their lights are not as big as bright as WWE. It's still a bright light, but it's still not the WWE big bright lights. That would have loved to see Soruka work some TNA talent. Even I don't know if AAA will welcome her that much, but that's another. But TNA, let's leave TNA and see how she does there. What happened with JC Jane and Trick Williams working and winning the TNA Knockouts title and the TNA World Champion has elevated them because you see them now as face of a brand, not just the WWE, also TNA brand, how they conduct themselves. So I wish they would have done that with Soruka to give that, or if they were going to make NXT Women's Champion for whatever reason, the North American title still feels a notch below the NXT World title. And so even with that, she wasn't so rag home. It was nothing rag home about her as the Women's North American title. She looks great. She does a moonsault. She does the Soul Snatcher. Great. I still thought there was nothing there with her character development there. And that's the problem with her. And for Raquel, I'm glad she won. She well earned for that woman to win that title. Well earned. I was so happy for her. And I was like, good job there. That was a great job for Raquel because now it opens up so many storylines and avenues. Even if Liv loses her title this weekend, Raquel has her title and she could kind of gloat the way Liv was gloating that she was the only one with a world title. That's if they want to go that route. I'm just saying. But now we're putting in the hands of WWE Creative to do something out of it. That's another story. Good luck with that. But my point is, there's a lot of avenues you could go with Raquel in that storyline with that women's intercontinental. Like you said, AJ Lee comes back and beats Raquel. Yes. Then you got Roxanne setting up for Roxanne and Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne and AJ Lee, whatever. That's stuff for them to do. We'll find out on that, Chris.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
I also want to talk about something that was disgusting. I didn't believe in that curse. That was terrible.
I believe that,
but
you are cursed.
But here's the one thing, though. I did hear on WWE radio a person came on the air and said my little 5-year-old loved it. He was upset when they attacked Danhausen and they beat him up. For the adult male here, for all of us, it didn't hit. For an adult, it was terrible. It was cringy. It was corny. The music didn't, the beat and the music didn't coexist with one another.
The crowd didn't give a single shit.
I thought it jumped the shark when the fucking cheerleaders came out. When I saw the stupid cheerleaders from the Clippers, I was like, "Okay." My wife and listen, I've been doing watch-alongs for other reasons. I'm not doing the watch-alongs for a moment, taking a pause on the watch-alongs. I finally sat down and watched Raw with my wife it's been almost years that we haven't watched Raw together, sitting down, monitoring my health and all that stuff. And then she goes, "What is this? This is God." Oh, no. It was like, we finally watch Raw and we get that. And I understand this for kids. And I understand that there's another demographics for little kids, for little Timmy and so forth. But it was bad. And when the cheerleaders came out, and then Ryan Garcia, I'm going to say this, Chris. hey, I understand you have an investment, TKO, but Super Boxing es una mierda.
Yeah.
Super Boxing is a piece of shit. Give me WBC, give me HBO Boxing, give me ESPN Boxing. I do not want to. Don't force feed us Super Boxing. This is what I think of Super Boxing. It's a piece of shit. It's never going to be HBO Boxing. It's never going to be ESPN Boxing. It's garbage. So TKO, you're taking your profits of WWE and you're pissing it down the drain with Super Boxing. Bullshit. Don't ask me to pay a nickel more for your fucking crap to fund that bullshit boxing. It's terrible, Chris.
Yeah, this segment was what the fuck. This segment was fucking awful. This could go down as the worst segment in Raw in 2026. When the year's over and we're talking about this at the end of the year, this could go down as the worst segment of the year. Joe, I want to start with Joe Hendry because there's a little shit that I took notice in this segment. Again, the crowd didn't give a single hell. They didn't give a single nothing. They didn't care at all. I saw so many fan videos from the arena. No, everybody was embarrassed. If you enjoyed this, God bless you. This was awful. I'm not the 5-year-old they're catering to. I'm a young man. I'm going to be 24 in a few months. I want to see what you guys used to see back in the day. What I used to see even when I was a kid. Again, they're not catering to me. That's fine. But poor Joe Hendry. He looked embarrassed. When he got up when the midgets came in. And yes, I'm going to use that word. Sorry if I offend anybody. When they came in, the look on Joe Hendry's face was just like, what the fuck am I doing out here? And then he gets on this turnbuckle. Danhausen gets on the other one. And he's just like, he's trying to get the people. Poor Joe Hendry. This is more Danhausen's shit. So I don't feel bad for Danhausen. This is his stupid little gimmick. My point is, why in the freaking hell do we need to have Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio at SummerSlam? Did this get anybody excited to see Dominic versus Danhausen at SummerSlam? No. And Ryan Garcia, look, I'm not a fan of Ryan Garcia. I don't give a shit about boxing in 2026, let alone Zuffa boxing in 2026. They're trying to get a big deal because they just got that Shakur Stevenson kid who's a promising young fighter. And Ryan Garcia, like they're getting, no doubt that they're getting big names, but we don't give a fuck. The wrestling fan does not give a fuck. If I'm watching another combat sport, I'm watching UFC. I will watch the PFL before I watch Zuffa boxing.
I agree with you.
So I don't care. I don't give a shit about these celebrity incorporations in my pro wrestling period. I understand like Lil Yachty's okay. I still don't whatever, but you know, it doesn't work majority of the time. Lil Yachty just happens to be the one motherfucker that's getting it right. And he's barely there. He doesn't overstay his welcome. This was bad. This was generally bad television. And I can't believe they did this on a go-home show before their biggest show of the summer.
And look, I have no problem with the celebrities' involvement. I don't. But the song was cringy. And I understand, look, I like the stuff for little kids because that's how I got into wrestling. Watching the Jake the Snakes with the snake. Ooh, the segments with Brother Love, you know, the I love you, all that stuff, or you know, for the barbershop, all those segments, all that stuff. I get it. Piper's Pit. As a kid, you love it. You know, oh wait, you know, when Andre the Giant breaks the Hulk Hogan cross and he says, "Look at me when I'm talking to you, and I want to challenge for the world title." Those segments are great as a little kid. They were, if you look at it now, they suck. They were cringy. They were stupid. But I understand as a kid, it gets you excited to see the babyface and heel. But that song was terrible. That whole segment was garbage. It wasn't for an older adult. It was for little kids. If it gets, and I understand why. Danhausen, look. We're about close to 90 days or maybe less before Halloween gets here. You know they're going to sell the shit out of those Danhausen masks. There's going to be a lot of kids dressed up as Danhausen. They're going to paint their face.
There's going to be adults dressed as Danhausen.
Of course.
Con Man was dressed as Danhausen during his live stream, and he loved every second of this.
Is he an adult? Is he really an adult? I mean, he could.
Oh no, he's a clown that sits in front of his computer with making funny faces. He ain't no adult.
So I get it. That segment is not for everyone. Fine. I'm not going to. You know what? We could agree to disagree. You know, but man, and for super boxing, Aaron, I know you love it. You think it's awesome. It's great. Hey, you can have my servings. Be honest with you, because when you watch greats like Roberto Duran, you know, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Hearns, when you see Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker, you know, and you watch in those boxing days, Julio Cesar Chavez, and all the legends, Tito Trinidad. You watch Pernell Whitaker. You watch a bunch in the way the segments were and the way the boxing was. That was great boxing. And I understand it's not your fault where you were born. You know, when you were born at the time of your age. I get it. I understand that. But when you see me and you're trying to force me the shit boxing that they give us, where these fighters fight every 2 years and they don't go after the best matches, I can't get in. Boxing has changed, and it's not for me, bro.
Yeah, dude. I remember even like when I was younger, like boxing was on movie theaters, bro. I remember going to all my local malls, and it was like I remember the Mayweather, was it Pacquiao and Miguel Cotto or Pacquiao, one of those fights. Even like the big names, even like they would be in movie theaters, like, and they would get packed. There would be promotions all over. You don't see that with boxing.
You don't see that, and that's the rise of the middleweights, like a Hector Macho Camacho, you know, cruiserweights, middleweights, welterweights. You know, we're not even talking about the heavyweights, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson.
Back in those days, right? Yes. Oh,
we're not even
Mike
talking.
Tyson days were nuts. Like when
Rumble
he
in the Jungle, Thriller Manila. We're not even talking about it. That's a little bit before our time still.
Yeah.
And now this super boxing, it's not that. I know you're trying to revamp or trying to revamp. It's not it. Not with these fighters, not the way they're doing. It's not working. And you're trying to cross promote. And I understand. I give them a for effort for trying. It's not working. No one, and you know, no, they're trying to push the super boxing down our throat. The more you do that, the more you're going to get resistance. People are going to detest it. I'm at the point now I detest it. I will never watch it because of the way they're trying to push it down my throat. They would have left it organically. It's the same thing with the IWGP Pro. When Miss McMahon tried to do that bodybuilding nonsense, we hated it. And I was at that age when we were just starting lifting weights and starting getting into fitness. I couldn't take it. I couldn't. I don't know. Let me see. Do you think UFC MMA had a part having an effect on boxing? It could be. MMA took a lot of. You know why? Because MMA was something different. You know why MMA? And I know we're doing some wrestling, but this is this is a live chat with live comments. The reason why UFC got very more popular in the boxing world, because whenever your number one contender in the MMA will win their number one contender match, they went 3 weeks or sometimes 3 months, 3 weeks, whatever the case, immediately to have that world title match, not 15 months later, not 17 months later. That's what hurted boxing. The alphabets of all the promotions, the IWBC, the IWF, the WBA, the WBC, all these alphabet federations not putting their best fighters, putting a ham and egger in between to stall, and they never got the fights done. That's what hurt boxing. Where at least for Dana White in the UFC, if Valentina Shevchenko is hot right now, she's gonna fight Amanda Nunes immediately. Or Ronda Rousey won, she's going against Amanda. Or if you got Jorge Masvidal winning, he's gonna go immediately after Kobe Covington. There was no bullshitting,
yes,
no sugarcoating, there was no lingering,
and it was real.
Yes, and
it was real.
That's why
Kobe Covington and Jorge Masvidal hated each other.
They put it immediately. They didn't stall 6 months down the line. The only one that's stalling in the MMA world and
McGregor
is Conor McGregor. You're absolutely correct.
Yep.
He's the only lingerer in there.
Little bit of John Jones.
John Jones is another case. I think he's the most overrated fighter in all the fucking fighting. I didn't watch him. I can't stand his fucking guts. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, John Jones. Go sit on a hot nail John Jones because you do. Yeah, you're what the WBO. What we're just complaining about boxing was John Jones trying to bring. I don't know what Dana White must have naked pictures of him or something, or vice versa.
He loves
this guy.
look, I like John Jones, but Dana White loves John Jones. I would trust John Jones with my fucking life. He said that so many times in his interviews. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't get it. What's the love fest with him? But it's weird. It's weird on that one. Yeah, Cowboy Cerrone, one of my son's favorite. Hell of a fighter. My point is, that's the difference with that there as we get back into the wrestling talk. And this is good to give a little bit of a variety of different other stuff, of talking some boxing, talking some MMA as well. Combat sports. That's what professional wrestling is. It's part of a combat sport because there's physicality, whether it's scripted, unscripted. These people still, we're talking about someone ripping their knee with a moonsault on the outside. That's contact. That's physical sports. So I love that we're having that conversation about this all across the board. I'm really enjoying it. One thing about the Monday Night Raw before we move on was the finishing. Like you were mentioning, we were talking about I'm still confused when it comes to Solo. Solo Sikoa looked great. I told you Solo.
I love
one of those
Solo.
guys. I told
Solo,
you
babyface Solo. I know. You did. Babyface Solo's great. Dude, did you see videos of him at Fanatics or the WWE World or whatever that they're doing? He's great. He's kind of like you were like, I know you've obviously seen him way longer than us from NXT, but during his late run in the MFTs, where he finally was like, when him and Jacob came around and he went on Monday Night Raw, was like, I got tickets, one from, and then I started growing up liking him a little bit more because he was making me laugh and all that stuff. But he's great as a babyface right now. I think WWE just had to let him be him. I think they were trying to, and again, you could speak more to this, but when I look at it, it's like the very little that I've seen Solo Sikoa from the 2.0 era, I got the vibe that he's actually spoke, right? Then he comes into the main roster and he's this enforcer that doesn't say a word. That's kind of why I think, to me, I didn't, okay, well, he's just some Samoan from the family, because he didn't say anything. He was just this big, tough bodyguard. And he would take, you know what I mean? So now that they're letting him be him, I feel like that's why I'm enjoying the shit out of his promos as of recent.
Chris, I'll say this again. They rushed Solo up instead of, at that time, for the guy that had and this is just, it's easy to be the Monday morning quarterback. The guy that had to screw McIntyre at Clash of the Castle was supposed to be Jacob Fatu, not Solo. Solo's whole gimmick when he came into the WWE, when he was in NXT 2.0, he's Solo Sikoa. He's solo. He's doing the shit solo on his own. He didn't want to be acknowledged. He didn't want to be part of the bloodline. From his exception, they went back to his character as the street champ in NXT. He was solo because he didn't want nothing to do with the family. He didn't want nothing to do with his brothers. He didn't want nothing to do. He wanted to get it on his merit, on his own. It's the same thing as Braun Breaker changing his name. He didn't use the Steiner brother last name because he wanted to do and carve out his own path as Braun Breaker, not Braun Steiner. That's the reason. And Solo Sikoa did that in the 2.0 era. That was the mission statement they gave us. Now with Solo, he's now as a babyface. He doesn't want nothing to do with the family. It's going back to his NXT origins that was worked in NXT, and now it's starting to take traction in on the main roster. Now, I didn't say it worked yet. I'm saying it's taking traction because tomorrow night he could just turn and be back with the family in a heartbeat. We don't know that. So definitely I understand. So I like what's happening here, but I am very confused with this mismatch on this feud with LA Knight, Royce Keys, Solo Sikoa, the Usos. I'm a little confused.
Everybody just cheer. It's a cheerful thing. Like everybody still cheers Jay. Like it's so confusing. LA Knight attacks Jacob Fatu and that gets a pop, but when Jacob Fatu comes out, he gets a pop. Solo's getting the pop and the Usos are getting the pop. Royce Keys is getting the pop. Like, what the fuck is the story in this match?
I can't tell you. I thought Jacob Fatu and Royce Keys were family, like friends that were like brothers. Like you guys are not just my friend, we're kind of like brother. Our friendship is like a brotherhood.
So
That's out the window.
you know, Solo and LA Knight don't even like each other.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to, at least according to storyline logically. They're not even supposed to like each other. First off, Jacob wasn't even joining the fam. Ever since Jacob lost to Roman, his fucking status, his status or whatever, his star power just went down because he got on his knees and bowed down to Roman, and it made him look weak. And I don't think he's recovered since that either. What the hell is the story here?
I don't know.
This is my problem with SummerSlam. This is my problem with the card. It's going to be good matches, but I don't understand why we're getting half of the matches we are.
And Chris, I'll say it is. For Jacob Fatu, Roman's reign as your heavyweight world champion, he's not getting any, he's going to beat everyone clean until he loses that one match. He's not getting any shenanigans or any help. He's going to beat everyone clean because that's the stigma that he's got. Oh, you need your family to help you. Ever since he won that title, he didn't need no one to beat Punk. He didn't need no one to. He defended the title with no one interfering. He beat Jacob twice with no interference from anyone. He's going to beat, and we'll get into that. He might possibly retain his title on Sunday, with no help there either. So he's trying to take that stigma or that stereotype that he needs everyone in the family to help him, which I think that's what his reigns is right now. His mission statement in this run for the tribal chief is that. So where does that leave Jacob Fatu? You know, with this now, they kind of like side quested. You know, Roman, we're gonna go with this, but we're not gonna fit the enforcer here. So I'm a little confused, and especially now that Haku returns with his sons. You waited that long until you got rid of the best of the three Tongans, of course. You know, Camacho.
I don't mind Haku being.
I like it. I love it. I like Haku.
I like it. No, I don't mind it. They need a fucking manager desperately. So yeah, I don't mind that. But yeah, that's what I got from Monday Night Raw. I liked the Rey Mysterio and Ethan Page match. That was fine. I liked Raquel Rodriguez winning the IC title. I thought that was fine. There was one more thing I thought that was okay. No, it was the Ethan Page match. Those are the two things I liked. Rusev versus Javon was all right, but it wasn't great. I'm still not a fan of Theory and Braun Breaker, specifically from the fact that Theory feels like the main guy from the group when it should be Braun Breaker.
I cannot wait for them to lose those fucking titles because I need Braun Breaker away from this stench.
They better not lose but they cannot. So think about this. If they lose the titles to Otis, which they didn't, but let's say they have another match between Otis and Tozawa, they finally get their moment, which I'm honestly so surprised this isn't on the cards, considering that Otis is a Minnesota guy. What if Braun takes the pin? Because they want to protect Theory and Maxine when they lose that fucking belt, when they lose those belts.
You know how I'll be okay with it? Here's the reason. But I need a backstage. I need a vignette. I need NXT Unanimous. I need something where Paul Heyman says, "What are you doing to Braun? You're wasting your talent." Something that he puts a seed in his ear. Like
Braun needs to say, "You left me to go back to Brock."
Something along those lines. He goes, "No, kid. I left you because that group, that's not my vision."
Yeah. No,
something along those lines.
I agree. Yeah.
And Braun, after he loses the title with the tag team, if he gets pinned or whatever, or if he doesn't get pinned, he just leaves the vision. Just walks away, let them get the fucking pin. Otis pins gets one of the splash on Theory. They get the pin, and Maxine's like, don't know what the hell's going on. I don't need him. Just leave him. Walk away and just leaves him. Yeah. Or something, I wish Logan Paul was healthy because I don't know where it leaves Big Bronson Reed. Now he's supposed to be back to do any day now. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'll hold off. I kind of want to see that. I need Braun away from this group. I need Braun back with Heyman, and Triple H. You got to stop with the finger fucking and get to start writing, start getting and delegating, kick some ass. Spit in the faces of these stupid writers. That moron that sits there. He's more eating Sour Patch Kids than fucking writing. I see the writing room on the Unreal. I'm like, I want this guy's fire. I want that fire. I want this person. They suck.
Pritchard.
Pritchard's another one. He could go prick at some. He
Michael
should be in a
Hayes.
retirement home. They need to get Braun away. They need to get Braun away from division. They need him back with Heyman. They need to do something.
I'm telling you, they're scared to push him and Oba at the same time.
There's nonsense. There's plenty of room. There's plenty of room. Plenty of room.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. But I have a feeling they don't want to push Braun and Oba at the same time because they don't want. They can't get the match already. That's just some shit I could see them saying on Unreal.
And I don't want to see Big Brunson Reed stay with the Vision group that's currently there to make a babyface Braun run, because then Brunson Reed was on a trajectory of being a badass that with Braun Breaker with Heyman was like, oh, this is something, we got something here, but then I don't know what the hell they're doing there. I'm very confused, and I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, Chris. I think we're gonna stay in a dark abyss with it. Things that make us confused. And things that wasn't confused, though, was Tuesday night. We had Grayson Waller come out on NXT, open up a pipe bomb promo. Now, I say this, and I'll say this time and time again. I know my partner, if you miss it, we do Padawan Awakening or an NXT review here with me and my partner, Jeff Lippman. And, of course, Haas Knucklebroo will be joining us on Tuesday nights to do those recaps, reviews, shows on NXT as soon as it comes off the air. I got to say this about Grayson Waller. I told you so. I hate to say that. I told you so. That Grayson Waller, you give that SOB a microphone, that guy cooks. I told you that. It's not. Everyone says, "Oh, he's a charisma bag. He's terrible." Grayson Waller only gets what they give him on television. He's not gonna go and say, "I'm in this segment." If Triple H and his stupid writing creative team doesn't put Grayson Waller in the match in the segment, he can't do nothing about it. He said it right there. I love the fact that he said, I broke my foot and I still was in the main roster. You fed him to Edge. And this is where I get mad. If you knew Edge wasn't going to fucking stay with the company and all that rumors, why did you let him beat in Madison Square Garden? Couldn't he put the kid over? Couldn't he put Grayson Waller over so he could talk shit for months later that he beat him? Although we know how the good that did for Gunther, did nothing. So it's creative and it's not Waller's fault.
It was a different creative back then too.
It's not Waller. I don't believe it's Waller's fault. I don't, I understand. I told you he could wrestle. I told you I watched him up close in person from NXT 2.0, watched him in house shows, seen him on the microphone. That man could talk on the mic. Because he wasn't created in the WWE lab. He wasn't one of you guys. The machine didn't make him. Nonsense, man.
No, I like Grayson. I liked what I saw. I got to finally tune into a little bit of NXT live on Tuesday, and I liked it. It was very good. Again, it felt like we haven't in WWE specifically. It's been a long time since we felt like a shoot style promo that actually was like, oh, okay. I hope they do something with Grayson Waller. I was on the WWE YouTube earlier, and they posted behind the scenes of the tryouts, and he was one of the main guys there. Him and Natty like coaching talent and giving advice and all that stuff. So I feel like they clearly see something in Grayson Waller and they want him to do something. I just don't know if, again, the writer's room on Unreal, if it's like, where the fuck can we put this guy? Where can we fit him where it makes sense? But I liked it. Now I'm curious, is he gonna stay down there in NXT for a run, or is he gonna did he just come down there to get his thoughts out of his mind that for a surprise for NXT? Well, I'm curious to see what kind of happens next, because if he's calling out Theory, that's why I asked the question, because if he's calling out Theory and they lose those tag team titles, could we just see a Theory and Grayson feud? But if they don't, that doesn't happen, and we're going to see just Grayson on NXT for a while, and what's he going to do down there?
Here's what I said to my partner on Tuesday night.
Right.
The week before NXT, they're trying to revamp the men's division. That men's division prior to last week, not this Tuesday, the following 2 weeks ago, was uninspiring men's division. Again, now you add some good male talent. Now you bring in a Grayson Waller down to NXT. where he's been there. He has a hive. Grayson Waller has a following in the NXT Performance Center. These people will be they will used to be there at 9 in the morning, 8 o'clock. Those are people I told you about. There was a big group. I'm not talking about 3 people. I'm talking about 10 Grayson Waller hives. They will go even to the house shows for Waller. Waller has a great following in NXT. And they love Grayson Waller. He's a great wrestler. I tell you this, go back to the November, I believe it's November 3rd, NXT, when the night R-Truth got injured, that he ripped, he improvised and he get the crowding. I was like, Grayson Waller has the it factor, because that was not staged, that was not rehearsed, he improvised and he was very entertaining. He went well, he did good. I'm like, yeah, he's got the it factor. That's when I became a big Waller fan there. And also the interaction a couple weeks later that I went personal one-on-one with him. That's another story for the day. Waller is that guy. Now you revamp the men's division. You bring him there to the NXT universe, and then we get Cruz Montana. We all talked about his name change, but Chris, when that theme music hit, I screamed. And I had to relax because I don't want my blood pressure to get more elevated. We lost Born Nasty.
You got Def Rebel, Kev. I told you this was gonna happen.
And I was the one. No, he's not changing his name.
I knew it.
And they changed his name, and great. My last name is Cruz. So with me being a huge Mike Santana fan, that that's my guy, and he took my last name and his first name, and and everybody goes, but where's it's like, but still, it was heavy.
Santana was good.
Santana was good.
If it's a Def Rebels version of that,
we're not getting a rotten apple far from the wicked tree. And I was like, oh.
All right. So yeah, because I know you guys talked about this on Tuesday. So I tweeted something out, and a good friend of ours actually liked it. I'll tell you who it was off air. I don't want to expose it, but because now Twitter keeps that private. So I'll tell you who liked it. I thought it was interesting, but I was like, I'm gonna go whatever. I'm gonna go. I'll be very upset if Santana. This is when I heard WWE trademark Cruz Montana. We knew what it was. We all knew what it was. Look, I heard him on Busted Open After Dark on my way to work on the Wednesday. Him and Bully. I ride or die for Santana. I got the Sports Illustrated magazine right here. So no, I still don't like it. Name change, but this is my thing. This is why I'm so about it. Like, I understand it's a tribute to his father. Great. It's about a movie that they used to watch. Great. Nothing about that. I love that. It's the fact that I hope this is something that he decided I can't give you, or something. I want to keep this to myself, trademark, whatever. I hope this wasn't WWE saying we're going to change your name, yada yada, because this is my problem. I understand Ethan Page. I'm still surprised he kept his name. So that's a bad example. With Mariah May, with Brian Pillman, and with Ricky Starks, we have not seen them in the WWE universe as those names. Which, okay, you want to change their names, fine. I understand if they didn't establish themselves in your system. But we saw Joe Hendry as Joe Hendry before him coming to NXT. We saw Jordan Grace as Jordan Grace before she came to NXT. Why can't, if this is a WWE thing, if this is a Mike Santana saying, look, I want to keep that just in case, whatever, fine. But I still, whatever, but fine. But if this is WWE, again, we'll never know. That's why I'm giving both scenarios. If this is WWE saying, look, we can't have you as Mike Santana, we're changing your name, why? That would be my question. But overall, look, he's going to be a big-time player for NXT. I love it. He'll probably beat Tony D'Angelo. This is what I wanted. I'm still going to call him Mike Santana for a little bit. It's going to get some used to. But I still see Cruz winning the NXT title. I wanted him when Mike was a free agent. I wanted him to go to NXT to get the run because I was scared of him getting lost in the sauce on the main roster with them not having anything to do or going triple A, which isn't bad. But I still think if you would let him establish this new Cruz Montana persona as the NXT champion, he can get a good. If you before you send him to the main roster, you want to put him AAA, yada yada. This will help him. So I like it. I like what I saw from him, and he should be Tony D'Angelo at the next pay-per-view.
You know what's my argument to all this? You had Ty Dillinger. He went back. He went to AEW as Sean Spears. He came back as Sean Spears. He didn't have to change his name to Ty Dillinger. That's my argument through all that. Why couldn't and didn't we have him in October in WWE Showdown wrestling against the NXT talent as Mike Santana? That's the only problem I have. ¿Por qué? Why couldn't you just let him have Mike Santana? That's it. Simple. There's already, why you don't want someone with TNA merchandise, so you coming in with Mike Santana with all, was that the problem?
I don't know,
Big Bronx Boricua energy. You because if I would have came on a TNA shirt that said that, you would have wrong. I'm thankfully, well, I gotta hear it again. I hope they don't change that he's from Brooklyn, New York, please. He's from the fucking Bronx. Can we keep him from the Bronx, New York, please? I hope they don't change him from.
Oh, they're gonna say from New York City. Oh, they're.
I'm gonna get bothered. I'm gonna blow a gasket. It's from
they're gonna say from New York City.
Come on, man. That's the only issue I have. The changing of the music. But Cody could bring Kingdom.
Oh my God, they're gonna they'll do anything to suck. They'll do anything to keep that fucking boring son of a bitch happy.
Bro, could we have gotten Born Nasty? Could we have kept that? I'm pretty sure the guy would say, "Yo, Cruz, what's happening?" He would have done a remix of the same song. Then I could have used it as my intro.
Yeah, true. True.
I mean, come on, man. He's my neighbor. My neighbor. I want to go, Now he got my last name. That's great. But all in all, look, Mike Santana, aka Cruz Montana. It's only days that Tony D'Angelo drops the title. I like this now because the men's division got a little beefier. I'm going to insert two guys, Grayson Waller and Cruz Montana, with the rumors of Rich Holiday possibly. Well, maybe he's Dick. What's the opposite of Holiday? I mean, they've come up with some stupid name.
Oh yeah, dude, he ain't keeping Rich Holiday. They're gonna
it's probably be Big Dick. Labor Day or some shit. I don't know. Some stupid name they'll put him up there.
Oh my God, I have no idea. But overall, look, NXT wasn't bad this week, I thought, and
they're gonna get some influence of wrestlers, Chris, because we have some WWE SummerSlam tryouts. Josh Bishop. Josh Bishop looks like the real deal, bro.
Oh, he was there. Oh,
he tried out. He tried out.
He's good for NXT. Yeah, good for him.
And yes, you know what? Haas makes a good one, guys. We're gonna comment everyone. Thanks for the comments. We're reading them. We want to get going. Thanks. Keep commenting. Keep that chat going. That helps help us a billion. Cruz Montana Waller is going to do wonders for the men's division. Absolutely, the promos, because Mike is real. Mike still told the story about his daughter and becoming a WWE superstar. Phenomenal. I don't, great. I'm invested. Now we need the involvement of Mike Santana going forward. We need more involvement there. Which you're gonna get. We're gonna get it. I think we're gonna get a good men's division where we're gonna get some revamping and so forth. And you also got Naraku, and then I think he's bringing some more wrestlers from New Japan into NXT as well. Right. Hey, that's fine. I'm okay with it. We need more men talent. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Miles and Tavion, they're not really captivating me with their microphone skills. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're great wrestlers, but they're not. Their characters lacking. And Mason Rook.
I'm sorry, man. No one's convincing me. No one's convincing me that Mason Rook's gonna be a star. I'm sorry,
but he's there. If we don't,
he's there, all right.
Jasper Troy missing. There's a lot of, but they're not there yet. So if you bring some of these heavy hitters here for the men's division for the winter time, I always tell you, WWE NXT television, WWE television, winter's coming. And I don't want to sound like a Game of Thrones guy. You need compelling television where people are going to tune in on a Tuesday night, buy these tickets, because people are now they're going to get confined into indoors soon. Football, you have to compete with football coming up. You need some compelling television. You need talent, and WWE is going to have some talent heading into NXT. So I see that point of view, Chris, when it comes to the NXT brand. Also, the women, big matchup this week. You got the Underground, Lola Vice's last stance, because we saw her on Noche de Escándalo in AAA Mexico. She lost the mixed tag title with Mr. Guana to Laredo Kid and La Edra. So they have new mixed tag team champions. Interesting that now she's departing AAA, where Damian Priest is now probably going to be. He's part of the Latin American title scene. Interesting that Lola Vice. There's rumors that she's being called up to SmackDown for. I say pa qué? For what? When you have a Jordan Grace desperately needing time, you're going. They want to elevate everyone, but it doesn't make sense, Chris. I'm worried.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Oof. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But I think you're right.
And here's another one. This is where I get to WWE. They're creative. They don't know where their ass and their nose are. Here's the reason. You brought up a girl to the main roster who shouldn't be in the main roster, period. Seriously. Maybe got a year, 2 years in the wrestling business, maybe. And you strapped her with one half of your WWE Tag Team Champions and Laney Reed. But meanwhile, you have an established superstars like Julia, Jordan Grace, not even getting on television.
It's that JC Jane treatment, bro. And they're having a match that nobody cares about at SummerSlam either. Fatal Influence versus Nikki, Brie, and Paige.
Yeah.
That will be my bathroom break.
All right, let's get into that. Let's get into that SummerSlam card. But while we do that, let's hear quickly from one of our sponsors, G Fuel Energy.
All right, before we keep this energy going, shout out to the sponsor of tonight's stream, G Fuel Energy. If you're watching this live, you already know. We don't do slow reactions, we don't do low energy, we stay locked in. And that's exactly what G Fuel brings to the table. Zero sugar, loaded with focus, and built for long streams just like this. Whether you're grinding, gaming, or watching chaos unfold with us, G Fuel keeps you going. Hit the link in the description, use code PGHCHRIS, and level up your energy the same way we do on Sports Jedi Network. Let's get back to it.
I'm Tom Hannafin from TNA Wrestling. You're watching the Jedi Sports Network.
Thank you so much there to our guy, Tom Hannafin. Let's go. We're going to break down the spectacle of the summer. Of course, we got also later on, we got the fan appreciation of the night. I got this guy. I can't wait to shout him out. Man, this guy. We got an inspector that got elevated. Now he's a certified inspector. I can't wait to talk about him later on. I want to dedicate a segment to the new inspector of the channel. Here we go. We got the card tonight. Here it is for night number 1. We'll do both nights tonight because, of course, we're going to have a reaction show immediately after the program is over. So definitely join there. But I'm going to start off here. The Usos, the Usos, Fatu versus Keys, LA Knight, and Solo Sikoa. Who wins this?
It should be LA Knight, Solo, and Royce Keys, because I think LA Knight has more to gain out of this than anybody in this match. Again, I don't see a direction with the Usos. What are they going to do? No one wants to see them be the tag team champions again. They're not going to be beside Roman. I don't know. This can maybe give LA Knight and hopefully all these guys go their own separate ways after this, kind of. But I got LA Knight just because I think he'll get the pin against maybe a Jimmy Uso.
I think we're gonna have an issue between Jimmy. We're gonna have an issue with Jey Uso and Fatu not getting along here or not seeing eye to eye. I think that's where the babyface wins. I think who is babyface? LA Knight and the group takes the win. I see Solo Sikoa. Do we? Let me ask this. Let me throw it for shits and giggles because every premium live event they say this name, they say this person. I haven't seen much of that online.
Zilla.
Yeah, we're gonna see Zilla join.
No, I don't give a shit to see Zilla Fatu on my WWE programming.
Fair enough.
I love Zilla. Don't get me wrong. I actually enjoy his work, but I don't. What's he gonna do? What are they all four gonna do on the roster?
I asked that question because the IWC
Not a damn
always,
thing other than ride the coattails of Roman Reigns.
because they can't do it with Brock Lesnar because he's already in Minnesota. Oh, I saw him at the airport today. They tweet out the same stupid picture of they saw a wrestler at the airport, always of the city of the event.
Oh, the sad thing is a lot of these people fall for it.
I mean, they also have WrestleCon, or they have some kind of convention there. Here's the thing:
yeah.
I haven't seen Mama Zila do any watch-alongs anymore.
I don't know. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna see if he's in Minneapolis. Because he's him and Booker T are beefing.
Because the reality of wrestling. It's a story. Yeah.
And again, I mean, he just did an independent show last night.
So he's not gonna. I don't know.
I mean, people. I mean, there's already the first thing I see is there's the rumors he's gonna debut tonight. I don't think that's gonna happen because they said the same shit when Raw was in Dallas this week.
There you go. And Aaron, you didn't go to Raw in Dallas? I'm surprised. All right, let's
surprised he loves this shit. I'm very surprised.
He probably had to work. You know, bills pile up. Let's go here. Fatal Influence versus Nikki, Brie, and Paige. Now, here's the problem. I understand Fatal Influence is going to get a SummerSlam match. The ladies, these nostalgic act with the ladies to put her here. I have mixed reactions. I understand why they're there. Are they taking a spot? If you had a feud, Chris, to replace in a match, who would you put that instead? Because I know I know you don't like them on. What match would you?
I don't like. I still don't think this match should be on the card. But I got into it with a couple people online. A lot of people were upset that Lyra and Bailey was on Saturday night's main event. I said no, that's a good match to be on Saturday night main event. I'd rather see this on SummerSlam than this shit.
Okay, I understand. Who's winning this? To me, I think the Bellas are gonna win.
It has to be Fatal Influence. It has to be Fatal Influence.
I think the Bellas win. I don't trust this creative. They always think there's some reason they are afraid of getting the.
They have to turn on Paige. They have to turn on the Bellas. Have to turn on Paige after the match is over. But the problem is because Laney Reed and Fallon Henley are tag team champions. Yes, they need the Fatal Influence needs to win, and Nikki and Brie need to turn on Paige.
Yeah,
that's the only way this shit will be somewhat interesting.
We'll see. I have no faith. I like doesn't mean I don't disagree with you. I like what you're saying, and I think that's what's going to happen. But I have no faith. I have no faith whatsoever. They're going to go there.
I agree.
I think Triple H is going to keep the ladies happy. I think creative of WWE swears if they keep pushing Brie Bella, they're kind of sticking it to the competition across in Jacksonville. I don't know why, but
little does they know Bryan Danielson's helping them all train.
It's
so who's he really
stupid.
Sticking it to?
It's stupid, but I could see Fatal Influence lose, and I see Bella. First of all, JC Zane should be in that ladder match, but that's another conversation for another day. I already said that before, but so I think Nikki and Brie wins here. Let's go with this general manager. No longer general manager. We got Nick Aldis versus Gunther. Boy, Nick Aldis is going to get that rub from John Cena.
This is the one match I'm excited for on night one. This is the match I'm most excited for on night one. It's been a while since we've seen Nick Aldis. I love Nick Aldis. I liked him as Magnus in TNA. So I'm very excited to see what he does against Gunther. I think Gunther's a great opponent for him as well for his first match in 4 years or whatever it's been. I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out. Does Nick Aldis potentially become a full wrestler after this? Does he go back to his GM duties? If he loses, does he go to his... I wish this had some stipulation, though. Imagine if Gunther wins, he can't go back to his role as GM. But again, you're going to have Gunther probably win, and that might not be a good idea. So we'll see what happens outside or after the match is over on SmackDown. This is going to be a good match. I got Gunther.
I got Gunther too. I think Nick Aldis is going to go over without going over. I think Gunther is going to put him to sleep. And there's nothing wrong with that, guys. Nick Aldis has been inactive for 2 years as Raw general manager. He's going to put on a great showing, barely almost beating Gunther, and Gunther's just going to put him to sleep. He just beat the greatest of all time, the GOAT, John Cena, a couple months ago. So that's why I'm going to give Gunther the edge. Just get him in that last second of that grasp of Nick Aldis sleeper hold. Or I could see if they were going to, you know how I'll be okay if Nick Aldis will win? Nick Aldis puts him to sleep, right? On the chokehold, on the sleeper hold, and Nick Aldis falls back and Gunther's shoulders is pinned on the mat where Aldis gets a half a shoulder up and Gunther pins himself because he doesn't want to let go of the sleeper hold. I'm okay with that finish.
Protect him.
It didn't look like a geek getting into a finisher and getting destroyed. And I'm okay if Aldis were to win that on a kind of not a flash pin, but he was going to go to sleep, but he fell back and got pinned. I wouldn't be in mind with that, but I still think Gunther's going to win. I could see that. But if Nick Aldis were going to win, I wouldn't mind that kind of a finish. You know, and that'd be cool. He was going to fall asleep. He was going to tap out. He was going to get knocked, fall asleep, but Gunther lost track and pinned his shoulders himself. And Nick Aldis didn't have his shoulders down and he got pinned. So that's how it goes there. We got the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Liv Morgan taking on Io Sky. Who do you like?
This is a tough one. I think Liv Morgan's title reign is absolutely boring. 0 title defenses in 50 days, and I love that ESPN actually points that out. I think it's hilarious. I got Io Sky. Let's say down the future, and I forget who I heard say this, but I kind of agree with it because I think they do. Triple H being they wants to run the match again between Liv Morgan, or excuse me, Io Sky and Rhea. So, and again, we'll talk about the interim championship match, but it kind of goes hand to hand where it's like, I think Triple H is going to want, if Rhea does come back with a timely manner before they do that Crown Jewel pay-per-view, so they could have like for the Crown Jewel championship, I think he's going to want to run that match there. So maybe Io, but my thing is this, I like Liv, no matter how much she has. I don't like the 0 defenses, but she does make for a better champion just by her character, her being with Dom in the Judgment Day. So I think the world title, it looks better on her. But so this is one of those things where who do I want to win? Who do I think should win? Liv Morgan. Unfortunately, I have a feeling they'll give it to Io Sky. You know, Triple H fucking loves her. And I just, but my thing is, what are they gonna do with her, Io? That's something they could keep doing this with Liv. So I'm actually gonna change my answer. But if Io Sky wins, I won't be surprised. But I think Liv Morgan's gonna win. She should win.
The more storyline compelling is both women with the title, Roxanne without a title. I would love to see Trouble. That's her. I'm going for Liv. I'm going for Liv to win. For Io, yeah, I like Io, whatever the case is. I want the numbers game where she needs help. Julia is not doing nothing. Io with Julia, you know, I understand. You're bringing the Joshi wrestlers together. A returning Asuka if she returns. You know, she didn't say she was done. That she's still part of the active roster, just semi-retired. I don't know, something along those lines. I hope, you know, even Stephanie Vicaire returning, is she back from taking her mental break or time off? You know, she's on the Tony Storm sabbatical. She just walked away. Tony Storm didn't give a reason. She just went away, and so did Stephanie Vicaire. So I don't know what's
breaking news.
Breaking news.
SummerSlam. It is reported from PWI Insider, who is a very, very good source.
Mike Johnson, very good. One of the best.
Oba versus Brock will be the main event for tonight.
Oh, there we go. Because you've got to
Cody Rhodes isn't a fucking draw.
No, you got to drop. You got to drop the cell down, elevate it up, set it, you know, you just don't bring it down and that's it. You got to make sure everything is in right position, you know, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that.
Why I'm okay with it? It's going to be longer than 10 minutes.
Hopefully. That's also too. They're
hopefully. Hopefully we actually get like a 15-minute match. I still think that's too short.
You're putting two monsters in a cage, man. They're going to go hate shit.
Good. I don't mind that. Cody and Punk did nothing for me last night for me to want to see the match.
I wouldn't mind they put the Usos and then the women's world title on ESPN.
Are they doing that tonight?
I don't know the match order. I don't know the match order. All right, we're going to go now to the co-main event. Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. I'm going to give this to you, Chris. Who do you like? Does Cody become a 4-time world champion, or the reign of Punk continues?
I hope Cody Rhodes doesn't win, man. Cody or CM Punk has to retain. Question is there going to be anything after the match? I don't know. I hope this isn't just don't get me wrong, it's going to be a phenomenal match, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it. I hope something unexpected comes out of it. And I want Cody Rhodes to turn heel tonight. I don't think that's going to happen, especially with it not being the main event. But I got Punk. I think Punk should retain. Maybe they can drag this out another few months and actually build it up where it's intense and all that stuff. I don't know. But I hope something cool happens tonight between these two. I got CM Punk.
I think Punk retains. I don't think Cody turns heel. I think Cody smacks the hand of Punk and not shake his hand of disappointment and bother.
I agree.
And they lead it for later down the road. 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, that's when Cody, if he's going to turn heel, he might turn heel or have a more of an edge, a sore loser. I think Cody Rhodes would be more a sore loser than a heel.
Yeah,
if it makes sense. I think that's what happened. I don't think they're going to turn him full. He's going to be a little bit of a sore loser. We'll see how that goes for Cody Rhodes. But I think Punk retains. I think I kind of be honest with you. I don't mind seeing if they run it back with Finn Balor and Cody and CM Punk, or Sami Zayn and CM Punk. Either one, there's a good story. Well, the storyline, Punk, second chance, second lease of life for Finn Balor. He's talking about the Balor Club. He could, if they want to put members, they could. If we don't want to get there. But Balor has a nice story. Even Sami Zayn, who can't stand Punk, called him an asshole, whatever, after taking that title opportunity, wouldn't mind that. That's more storyline, because Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes doesn't tickle my fanny. It doesn't do anything. Neither Finn Balor and Cody Rhodes. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't get me excited. That's why I want to see afterwards. If it was Cody Rhodes and Obafemi, that'd be a different story. But they're not. It doesn't seem they're going that route. So that's why I'm going with Punk. It doesn't really get me invested. Let's manifest Cody eventually turning heel. I don't know if Cody's eventually going to turn heel, Marie. I don't know if he's going to fully turn. I don't think so. There's so much of this. And remember, it's creative has one thing, TKO executive has another. Because remember, we need to make that extra $25 million because we need to support Sufa Boxing. And not only that, the shitty bull riding entertainment that they have too. They have to steal from Peter to pay Paul. That's how I feel with TKO, Chris. I feel like they're taking from Peter to steal to Paul, to give to Paul.
That's all they've been doing.
Yeah, let's get into the Hell in a Cell match. The main event of night number 1. You got Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. Who do you got and why?
This is a tough one. I do not think this is Brock Lesnar's last match. I'm going to get that out there.
I don't think so either.
The Saudis will pay for that MFer to come back. It should be Oba, if I'm being quite honest with you. When we talk about a Brock Lesnar match that I get very, because I just don't know what to expect. I'm gonna say Oba. I think Oba should win. I'm not gonna sit here and say Brock's not gonna do the job in his hometown. There's a big possibility. And by the way, I'm trusting PW Insider over Aaron Loves Wrestling on who is main eventing night 1 and who's not. I just want to get that out there. But yes, Obafemi should win. He needs to win. I don't like that he still dropped this title opportunity for this match, but Obafemi, I think he's gonna win.
Here's one thing. Hell in a Cell. You still got Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman still has tricks up his sleeves. I don't mind. I wouldn't be surprised if we get Big Bronson Reed return here. And some reason Oba loses, Brock Lesnar wins. And now you set up Bronson Reed, Big Bronson Reed and Obafemi if they want to go that route. Something for a side quest, but he wants to still get his hands on Brock. They could do that Survivor Series or whatever the WrestlePalooza or even Survivor Series. I still think they're going to prolong it or linger for that. And I think I wouldn't be surprised. But then here's the thing, Chris. How does that muddy the waters with Braun Breaker? Like we just finished talking about, and if Big Braun comes out, Paul Heyman, this is what muddies the water, but they really don't give a shit. They're muddy. It muddies it up. I could see Oba losing because in Minnesota, Brock Lesnar. I think Brock Lesnar is still going to be around until that Saudi Arabia pay-per-view for WrestleMania. There's a lot of money grab there. I don't see Brock leaving either. So I think Oba Femi loses. I hate to say that.
You could be totally right, dude. Totally right. I just think this is the match. This is the one again when we talk about a Brock Lesnar match that he's already lost to in this trilogy. It's kind of hard to make me believe that Brock Lesnar is going to lose, but I just think Oba winning it's better for television.
I agree with you, but this is the WWE. We just finished.
Oh, I know. This is TKO. This is WWE. I agree 100%.
It just makes us scratch our heads and makes us wonder. All right, we're ready to do night 2, but we want to hear from a quick sponsor break because, definitely want to give a little bit of a break for a moment. As we're gonna hear from one of our sponsors, and we'll be right back here. Let me see. We're gonna hear from Devin and Lang. Well, don't go anywhere. We're gonna have night number 2 coming up.
All right, crew. We've got a massive announcement today for the Sports Jedi Network. You guys know we only bring the absolute best into the galaxy, and today we are officially welcoming our very own Captain Canary as the newest brand ambassador for Devin and Lang. Look, if you haven't heard of Devin and Lang yet, you are missing out on the most premium, sustainable, and insanely comfortable apparel in the game. We are talking about their signature ergonomic anti-chafing boxer briefs made from Tencel Modal. Whether you're sitting in the chair for a 3-hour live stream, breaking down tape, or on the road traveling to the next big premium live event, this is elite tier comfort. No distractions, no chafing, just pure support. And because the captain is hooking the Sports Jedi family up, we've got an exclusive deal for you right now. Head over to devinandlang.com, load up your cart, and use the promo code Courtney O'Shaw at checkout to slash 15% off your entire order. I'm telling you, treat yourself, upgrade your gear, and support the network. That is code Courtney O'Shaw for 15% off at devinandlang.com. May the comfort be with you. Premium comfort meets the Sports Jedi Network. Captain Canary approved.
There you go. Thank you to Captain Canary and promo code for Devin and Lang. Please shop at Devin and Lang. Salute to Canary. All right. Night number 2 in our predictions. A match that me and you talked about. How does this gentleman get a United States Championship match? Just coming in and causing Carmelo Hayes a disqualification, and Trick Williams taking on the one and only Baron Corbin. Do you see a title change?
No. And if there's a title change in this match, Triple H should be fucking fired. There's no reason Baron Corbin should be a United States champion right now. You take the title off Trick to a wrestler who just came back. You do my hope is that we get Melo versus Trick by the end of the year for the U.S. title. That's another reason, too. This just makes no sense for Baron Corbin to win. This would be dumb booking, in my opinion. Trick Williams has to go over tonight. Or, Sunday night.
Could you see Carmelo Hayes costing Trick Williams and Baron Corbin wins? If they do that, I could understand. I could tolerate it. It's not going to be.
I can too. But if I'm Carmelo Hayes, why wouldn't I want to make sure Trick Williams is the champion? What satisfaction would Carmelo Hayes get of beating Baron Corbin? He would get all the satisfaction in the world beating Trick Williams. So if I'm just thinking, if I was Carmelo Hayes, it could work. I would take that as well. Fine. But if I'm Carmelo Hayes, I'm thinking to myself, I want to make sure that Trick Williams is champion, so I'm the one that beats him, not fucking Baron Corbin. Because technically, because I'm looking at it like Baron Corbin took his spot. I'm looking, if I'm Melo Hayes, I'm be like, this should be me.
What if I tell you, what if I do this? What if this is just us. This is our opinion, guys. This is not no facts. So bear with us. This is our creative, our opinion. They're not going to listen to us creatively, but we're going to fantasy storytell and book here. What if Carmelo Hayes comes and costs Baron Corbin the United States title. Trick retains because he says, we have unfinished business. And later on the promo, Baron Corbin needs a partner. Baron Corbin needs an ally. Baron Corbin needs a friend. I want to see the Wolf Dogs back together. Give me Braun Breaker, and if we're not getting Big Brunson Reed, if he moves on to something different, and Big Brunson Reed is doing different, and he's with Heyman, and Braun isn't going to be a Heyman guy, I wouldn't mind seeing Braun going on. If they're afraid of Obafemi and Braun Breaker getting pushed on the same night of wrestling, I wouldn't mind a Braun Breaker on a Friday night with Baron Corbin. They were very good in NXT, and the Trick Mello Gang, their money. If this is something by the beginning of September, end of August, we could see that. I'm Chris. You know what? Take my money. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Wouldn't mind seeing that at all.
I wouldn't either. It would just be yeah. I mean,
that's why I said. Oh, that's what I said. End of August. You still got 4 weeks to build.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Well, I don't think that would be terrible. I would just that would mean that Mello and Trick would be working together.
I've told you that from the beginning. I wanted to see the Trick Mello Gang should have gotten back together, and then the dissension and the break part, because now you're invested in them. They did it backwards here. They did it backwards. That's why I was a big. I don't want to. That's why I told you in WrestleMania I didn't want to see them wrestle each other for that apparent reason.
Okay.
Because I wanted as a fan to go on that roller coaster. They're good friends. They tell the story. We came back together in NXT, yada yada, and then the dissension 6 months later would have been nicer storytelling wise, but they didn't go that route. So that's why, now they have a chance to put back the Wolf Dogs, which a tag team that worked. Braun and Baron Corbin got the best out of Braun, show them to line it up, do a little bit there, better than what Heyman and the Vision has done. I want to see Braun back with Baron Corbin because he's a professional. He knows he's going to help him and so forth. And Trick Mello Gang is money. That's why those 4 men could really help each other get to another level and get people attractive into the fans. The Trick Mello, the vignettes, the Mello and Trick do some funny vignettes together. They could bring the barbershop segments back. They had an NXT. There is money to be made there. I don't know if they're going to do it. This is us again. This is our opinion, our thought process of what we see. I knew it worked before. There's metrics. They're one of the greatest segments there. I don't know if it works here. I will love them to do that. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Again, that's why I said you still got 4 weeks to go. If they get there, let's see if they get there. I don't have any faith. I'm just going to put it out there on that there as we move on here. Intercontinental Championship match. I don't give a shit about this match. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not one of those that I think Gable sucks. I'm not into it. I don't like his introduction music. He's a great wrestler. I am not invested in. I'm not invested. I will. You know what? I'm taking medication that makes me go urinate all the time. I'm going to be in the bathroom for that match. I hate it because these are 2 good wrestlers. There is nothing for me to get invested or about in Penta and Gable. Wow. And the IWC, you got the Lucha Brothers back together. Good luck with that when they don't push no tag teams. I'm not into it.
I'm not into it in the simple fact that there's no animosity. They just love each other. They're just like, hey, let's have a go out there and have a good match. I think this is going to be the best match of SummerSlam.
Well, I'll be
in my opinion, this will be the best match this will definitely be the best match of night 2. They got to get Chad Gable and Penta. I want them to go 20 minutes. It's going to be a great match between them. But again, there's no animosity. In pro wrestling, I don't want to see guys fight just because. That's what a lot of this shit is recently, especially on this card. I got Chad Gable. I think he's going to win. I think his theme, I'm not into his theme. I think it sucks too. But this match is definitely going to, I think this will be the best match on night 2. And it's going to be a good one. But I'm interested in it, but no, I'm not excited about it just because they're 2 good wrestlers. No, there's no fucking real animosity or anything heating up between them. It's to give Chad Gable a moment in his hometown because he took the was the gold soldier for El Grande Americano. Yo, let Ludwig keep the fucking gimmick and we'll get you an IC title push.
All right.
That's my theory.
I got zero interest.
I agree. But it's going to be a good match, but I have no interest.
Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn. And I could have said that about this match. I actually want to see this because I think those gentlemen, they have a chemistry. 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 I think those gentlemen, they have a chemistry are going to work well. To me, this is the pseudos for me. Again, you guys might think it's Chad Gable and Penta. I think this is gonna be one of the match of the night, second match of the night. They're gonna fucking do a good job. There's something. There's going to be more storytelling here. I don't know where they go with this, but I'm interested to see Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn. I so like Ray Phoenix says, animo. I got animo for this one.
Yeah, I got Sami Zayn. It's gonna be a pretty good match too. But I got Sami Zayn. I don't think he should be having a number one contenders match anyway. Rematch with him and Punk. It's as simple as it gets to me. I think Sami Zayn wins. This match is put together last minute.
I think the winner of tomorrow of the main event of night one tonight, I think dictates who wins this one because there's a lot of great storytelling there. If Punk wins, I think we're getting Punk and Finn first. I think Sammy and Cody because they're going to oh, the Golden Boy, well, you're going to jump. Now you're going to get your rematch. I never got my rematch. I had to get a number one contenders match. I think that's where they're going to go. That's why I think Finn wins. Finn and Punk are not going to give you a bad match, Chris. It might not talk you in the building for so much, but they're not. And I know you're tired of the babyface versus babyface, but match-wise, it would be great. I understand your point there, but I think Finn wins this one. I think so. I think they're going to keep giving us that stupid babyface versus babyface, which is kind of these days, but they're not caring about that. Yeah. So I think where we go. All right, the comedic. Danhausen.
I don't give a fuck about
Dominic Mysterio. So we got a lot of said or no interest matches here in this. Wow.
Night two is a little rough. That's why I went night two. I mean, night one's not the greatest either, but this night is not really. No, I don't give a shit about Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio.
Human money.
How low has Dominic Mysterio status has fucking dropped? On the main roster.
Do you blame Dominic or creative because they put him? He's still getting.
No, I blame creative because they want fucking Danhausen all over Danhausen's mainstream. That's the thing, dude.
That's a TKO thing. That's not a Triple H.
Danhausen is lucky as fuck. Kev, this is the only reason I did not want the New York Knicks to win the finals. This is the only reason I didn't want the New York Knicks to win the finals because their WWE was going to use this to make Danhausen on the fucking shows just like he is now. I don't give a shit about Danhausen. I honestly think Dominic Mysterio should squash him in like 35 seconds. But it's a stupid. Why do we need a stipulation gimmick match? Oh wait, I forgot Danhausen's just a fucking gimmick.
Because because Danhausen doesn't pin Dominic Mysterio. He gets his human monies on upon wins. That's why you do a stipulation match. You don't want to see Danhausen get a pin on your Triple A Mega Campeón. You don't want that. You can't have Danhausen get a pin, and you don't want to keep Mysterio. Mysterio probably gets beaten down by the midgets, and Dominic and allows him. Or we get the unveiling of Ben Bishop as the underneath the hood. Underneath the clone of
Ben Bishop. What a fucking horrible way to make your WWE.
Hey, it's not even. Maybe it's a one-off, and he'll just be see if it reacts. I don't know. I'm just choosing him because he's the biggest SOB out there, or Josh Bishop. Either one of those two gentlemen that are big monsters that people don't know comes out and becomes and stops. That could work. You're not gonna have Omos. Omos is with. If you look at the AAA storyline, Omos is with Dominic Mysterio. That's why I say someone tall like a Ben Bishop or Josh Bishop comes out when Omos, maybe we'll get Omos interfering here and helping out Dominic. If you watch Triple A Verano de Escándalo, Dominic went alliance with El Ojo, with Doran, and of course the big giant Nigerian giant in Omos. So do we see him there? I don't know. They want to blur those lines. They're getting close to Worlds Collide and Triple Mania. Maybe they want to start bleeding into that, a little bit of that. I don't know. Just have an open mind with that. That's why I bring that out there. Bankingo is injured right now. Bankingo's out with another injury, so he's out with surgery. So that's why you had Dominic align a little bit con El Ojo in Triple A. That guys, when I start feeling better, I will be doing some AAA podcasts and reaction because that's something me and my wife do enjoy watching on a Saturday night or the next day Sunday when I don't do much streaming after the Garden of Thoughts. I'll sit there and watch AAA, big time. But we watching and keep up with all the great storylines there, especially Noche de Verano. Noche de Escándalo is part 2 is tonight as well. So yeah, we'll be watching that tomorrow, and hopefully I'll start podcast. I need a partner. If you watch AAA, definitely. We can't ask everyone to do every show, so we definitely would love that there. Will give us to the vacant interim Women's Championship. We all know the finals entry is Last Legend. You got Last Legend, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green. Although Chelsea looked like she's did some blackface there. That's a terrible picture of her. To let you put, my goodness, Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair. They're not gonna have any fun. They're not gonna get fun, witty, reactionary pop. Chelsea Green should win that title match. But they're not going to have fun, Chris. I'm scared that the winner is going to be Tiffany Stratton because they're in Minnesota. I am so
It's going to be Charlotte Flair, I think.
I think Charlotte and Jade are going to go kill each other. I don't think so.
I mean, I don't want to say Tiffany Stratton because that's a terrible fucking decision. That is one of the worst. That could be the worst decision of the weekend. I don't want to see Tiffany Stratton versus Rhea Ripley when Rhea comes back. I rather, if I want to see a Rhea Ripley fight because we got to remember Rhea Ripley will fight the winner of this match.
Yeah,
when she gets back. I loved her and Charlotte at WrestleMania 39. I still put that over as my favorite women's match of the 2020s. And I just think that WWE sees that as a big marquee match. I don't want to see Jade and Rhea. I'm sick of that shit.
I like this right here. I was going to say that. I was going to say, me and Haas are thinking. I said, what if they do this? But, man.
I got Charlotte. Haas got Last Legend.
I got Chelsea. I'm rooting hard for Chelsea. And even if it's just a momentary short run, I think Minnesota will go fucking ape shit for Chelsea Green winning that title. I think they really feel great. And you could tell a story where Chelsea became world champion and Matt Cardona, you're not going to win world title. I don't know. Someone heel to zing Matt Cardona.
I just hate that this is labeled the interim women's champion.
I don't like it either. I agree with you. She's injured, vacated. You injured, you vacated. You could get your number 1 contenders match when you're healthy. That's fine. As soon as you're healthy, you'll be the first in line for a title shot.
Dude, this is pro wrestling. All Triple H has to do is write it in there.
Oh, Chelsea has been picked for many. I think she wins. I think
Michael Hayes is gonna have a fucking fit if Chelsea wins.
Interesting, Haas. Might have a Last Legend winning with Nia Jax getting there. I think Nia Jax gets jealous that that Last Legend wins. That's why I see Chelsea because I think the way it's gonna play out is it's gonna be Tiffany and Chelsea because they're buddies. Where I think Jade and Charlotte are going to go at it so much that they can't stand one another, and they're gonna go at it. They're gonna cancel each other because they're gonna fight all over the place and beat the living crap out of them. I see where Chelsea and Tiffany, one of them turns on one another. It could be Tiffany. Tiffany works better as a heel, where you feel sympathy for Chelsea going up. Lash thinks all right. They're gonna. I no one's here to get me. I'm going up, and here comes Nia. Yeah, because she lost twice and jealous. Bigger, and then I think that's where Chelsea Green takes advantage and wins. My opinion. I think Nia squashes and beats them, or they could have Nia still come out and Tiffany wins, and Chelsea comedically gets thrown off the ladder, and like Chelsea likes to do when Tiffany becomes 2 belts. I hope not, but I could see that playing out, Chris. All right, let's go to the main event. Roman Reigns, night number 2, taking on Seth freaking Rollins for your World Heavyweight Championship. Who do you like?
It's going to be Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins has no fucking chance in winning this match. I hope this is the last match we ever see between these two, and they're going to make it good. I got nothing else to say about that.
I said this. I'll say this again. Roman versus Seth, when those 2 men are going to retire, that's going to be the last match they ever have. Not yet. They're going to see him more. You're going to see at least 2 more times of these 2 gentlemen feuding. I have no problem with it. The thing is, this build for this here has been a little bit subpar. But I got Roman Reigns winning. Remember, and this is why I don't think Cody Rhodes is turning heel, Chris. you got that Street Fighter movie coming up. They want to do the Hollywood people to turn in. If Cody is heel and they despise him, they're not really going to see it. Dad, I don't want to see Cody. He broke my heart. They need to sell money for the movies, for the Street Fighter movie. Also, Akuma. Yeah, I know. Me and you. It doesn't make wrestling
I just
sense.
can't believe that these people really think Cody Rhodes is a big fucking star.
Hey, if you saw last night when he did the Gaio thing, and then you heard the Street Fighter music in the background, I was like, "Ooh, that's pretty cool." I thought it was cool. I kind of appreciated it. I think that's why Cody ain't turning heel. He's gonna be a sore loser, but not a heel. And I think Roman Reigns retains the title. I don't think, and Roman added dates to his where he's going to be around more. So he added dates to his tour. He's going to be around. So Roman is not losing that title anytime soon.
Right.
So those that hate the bloodline, that dislike Roman Reigns, you're going to have to, I'm sorry, you're going to have to suck it up. Roman is not going anywhere. To me, I'm okay with Roman world champion. Wouldn't mind Seth, but what is that? Who is the next? Especially if Oba Femi is going to be elevated and wants to if Oba beats Roman, if he's going to be the face of the company, it makes a bigger splash than him beating Seth Rollins. You're like, all right. Yeah. You know, Roman, Seth is the champion. He holds it, and Oba takes it from Seth. It's not a bigger deal. What's the bigger deal if you're trying to set up a new superstar? Beating Roman Reigns. So I think Roman Reigns retains.
Yep. I agree. And and I don't want to see Oba Femi and Roman Reigns because he should have never given away his fucking championship opportunity. That's his fault.
It is. So we'll see how. Don't forget, immediately after SummerSlam, night 1 and night 2, we'll be coming back on the air live to do a reaction to the Sports Jedi's, myself, PHH Chris, as well as Haas Knuckle Brew. We'll be giving our reactions of what happened. We're not going to no holds bar. We're not going to give you any sugarcoating. We're not going to get on a dark horse and say everything was boring. We're going to give you our opinions. So we're going to give you our thoughts and opinions. We could agree to disagree. We could be adults about it. I don't think you should agree with everything everyone says. You should have your thoughts and become an island of relevance with your own thoughts. I always advocate that. We're going to get into TNA Impact. But before I get into TNA Impact, I want to say the segment, the inspector of the week. My God, this guy is the inspector of the week, ladies and gentlemen. You should see what he inspects, Chris. Yeah, let's go, Corky. Yeah. Oh man.
Why did I have a feeling this was coming?
Man. The inspector, Corky.
He was going crazy when Ryan and Nick Nemeth were outside. He wanted to like punch Nick in the fucking face. It was so funny.
I love it. I love what he inspects, and I love the fact that TNA had no problem putting him on with a WWE title and that wonderful certification shirt that he has on. He's letting us know what he inspects, ladies and gentlemen. I love it.
Oh, I can't believe they let him. I can't believe they put him on camera with that shit. Man. That's awesome.
Shout out to that dude. Shout out to Corky, the titty inspector. My goodness, my Lord, man. I mean, yeah, you know what? Everybody acknowledges Roman. I acknowledge you, pal. Let's go.
Oh my God, that was better than anything we saw on Wednesday. Holy shit.
We'll get to them. Let's go to TNA Impact. They were live. They were live on TNA from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You had the other quarterfinals. We know who's left in the women's knockouts tournament, where we saw Thea Hale had her best outing. She worked on that arm. She had a great technical wrestling in defeat to Indy Hartwell. She hit the Hertz Donuts for the victory. I'm like, pa qué? I would have liked Thea Hale to move over. Again, the crowd, no one's really cheering for Indy Hartwell. And I'm like, ugh. I'm a little bit concerned, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that surprised about Indy Hartwell, though. Like, if they were going to put the title on her and make her like this big thing, I think they should have done it at Slammiversary when they were there. Or what was it that show that they did where she lost in front of her hometown or her parents or some shit?
It wasn't Slammiversary. I believe it was Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory. Okay, she should have. Why didn't they give her the title right there? like the world title right. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't really know what Indy Hartwell is gonna do. In all honesty,
You know what, Chris? If hindsight is 2020, if my aunt had balls, she'll be my uncle. I like to always say that. But if I knew that Kalani Jordan was going to lose her title a couple weeks when in Madison Square Garden, I would have pulled the trigger on Indy Hartwell in Bound for Glory, because if I want, to me, the more heavyweight champion is more Indy over. No disrespect to Ling Ying Lee. I think Ying Lee should have been in position to win this TV Knockouts tournament. And Indy Hartwell, whether she would have lost the title already or not, should have won that back then. But different creative, different mindset. Indy just is there. Even her theme, like I don't know, there's something missing with poor Indy. I don't know what it is. And she's so great. You know, I always tell her, she's like, I always told you this, people's champion in NXT 2.0, you know, coming out and very nice with the crowd. But then even there, it was something, you know, unless if Sam Shaw returns to the NXT, to TNA, where you could do the index stuff, I don't know, Chris.
well, I don't think she's beating M by Elegance in the semifinals.
It feels like it's an elegance tournament because Jada Stone, I
don't agree with that.
She beat Jody Threat. Like,
I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. And I mean this
know.
in no, I mean this in
go
no
for it because me
disrespect.
the same thing.
What Jada Stone, again, this is no disrespect. Why do we want to see? No, I don't know how to word this. Like, I don't want to say she's not good, but it's like, what does she? Come on. There's other people on this roster. Jada Stone isn't pushing numbers. She's not getting anybody invested. She might have some fans, sure, but she ain't. She's no. Really, Jada Stone. And again, I mean that with all due respect. I'm not trying to. That's why I'm trying to think about what I'm gonna say here, because I don't want to offend anybody. But she's no.
I'm a big proponent. Like when you look at a female wrestler or a wrestler, period, they're like, "Ooh, am I gonna mess with this one?" You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would rather have Vicky Venuto over Jada Stone. Jada Stone doesn't fit. She's too tiny. She's too small. She's too petite. You know, you lost Tasha Steele. If you were gonna, it was much more. I don't know why they. I don't want to sound disrespectful because every wrestler should get an opportunity. I don't know why they gave her, out of all the people that they're signing and letting go, they kept her. They gave her. What do we see in her? I don't see it. I'm sorry.
Don't either.
I don't want to be harsh.
I don't either.
Forgive me.
She's not that great in the ring. She's green as fuck.
You should have kept Neela, you know, they should have kept the Grace, Marlene Grace, or even, you know, even Danny Luna. You see Danny Luna, she's a powerhouse.
I don't know. They tried again. They tried to do something with her and Trey Miguel. That didn't work.
Even
she
Rich
beat
Swann.
Danny. By the way, she beat Danny Luna on one of her last Impact show, one of Danny Luna's last Impacts,
and that caused her to ask for a release.
I don't know, man. I don't know. There's no way. There's no way Jada Stone is this far ahead in the fucking tournament.
No.
But Tasha Steelz isn't. I don't give a fuck about Jada Stone's height. I just don't think she's a good wrestler.
No, there's something. She's too green. There's nothing there. There's nothing. I'm sorry. I don't see.
She has no
anything
character.
beyond.
She's not that great in the ring. I'm sorry.
No. I see. There's more. There were more lady potential. There was more lady potential in that company. More lady potential than Jada Stone. And you know, Trey Miguel left TNA. When was this?
He re-signed on June 19th, pal. Trey Miguel is with TNA. He re-signed on June 19th. I have no idea what you're talking about there.
So I don't know. Zaya Brookside, I know you want to compare Zaya Brookside to Jada Stone. Zaya's bigger than Jada Stone, and she's not that big either.
Again, I just don't think Jada Stone, she doesn't have, I don't see one thing that stands out to me when it comes to pro wrestling. Character work, a move, a match, nothing.
Even Harley Hudson is a little more. I'd rather push Harley Hudson than Jada Stone. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I have no idea. I agree. I'm.
And Zaya isn't nothing to write home about either. Now where her character's healed, you didn't like when this is where I belong. It wasn't nothing.
I have no fucking clue.
So can you check? Can we fact check?
I already fact checked you with Trey Miguel. Trey Miguel was in the building last night, right? It's on his Instagram story.
Okay.
He re-signed on June 19th. I don't know. I don't know what some people aren't understanding of that. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of shit just goes out people's ears and out and in people's ears out the other. So
okay. So we get the tournament. We know that Jada Stone moves on. We know Indy Hartwell moves on. So it feels like this tournament is one of the Elegance brands to lose. It doesn't, I don't feel anything other than that. It was like
I still think Maggie should win this title.
You know how I feel about Maggie. I don't think neither one of the Elegance brand is ready, but I saw them on Thursday night. I'm gonna be honest with you. The one person I'm hoping to say that they parted ways, and I say with all respect and love, I'm hoping Ashley doesn't return back to TNA because she brings the Elegance brand. It's still cringy with Mr. Elegance, but Ash by Elegance is she's not good. I'm sorry. She should stick with the Oni's fans. People, she's making a lot of money. Stay there.
No, I agree. I mean that with all due respect as well. She's not very good. She's a terrible actor. She is not that good of a wrestler.
It was a good moment when she won the Knockouts title. It was a nice moment. We felt real happy for her.
I felt happy for her because I knew it was never going to happen again.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
And I liked it for her. Trust me, I like wrestlers getting their moments, no matter if I think they're good or not. But yeah, she when she's the main vocal point of that group, it's like running your nails on a chalkboard. It's so annoying. I agree. I agree. I do not. And if she is staying with the company, I don't want to see her with the group. I'd rather just see her wrestle, which I don't even want to see much of that from her. But I'd rather not hear her talk. I do not want to hear her scream.
No. And I hate that because, but still, you know what? The wrestling business isn't for her. I'm going to be honest with you. It's time. It's enough. The wrestling, TNA gave it an opportunity. TNA needs to move from
the guy, the person that gave her the opportunity is not even there.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I hope that they in a good way split amicable. She retires from the ring and do the things. And for her, I think the Elegant they got to get rid of the clown, Mr. Elegance, and keep George. But it looks like the Elegance brand is going to split up anyway because they've been feuding and fighting on the independent scene. They've been going at it. They've been Heather and Maggie been wrestling outside of the TNA, and they have a feud going on in some of these independent scenes. Also, TNA wrestlers, they also post on their Instagram, on their socials for bookings. They take also bookings, even though they're part of the TNA roster. So, Aaron, you might got to misconstrue with Trey Miguel. They all do that. Moose, Eric Young, they all put bookings for independence because remember, TNA isn't live each and every week. So they book those weeks that are not doing TNA wrestling. They want to still make that extra money. So they put that on the independent scenes for bookings and etc. Doesn't mean that they're released until you see them, until TNA puts now they're putting statements that they're no longer part of the company, as well as wrestlers say I'm no longer with TNA, whatever the case is. Wait, Trey Miguel hasn't posted on his part that he's no longer with them. That means he's
he just posted that he is still re-signing with them.
Okay. I just want to make sure don't fall for that clickbait or don't try not to. And we all make mistakes, misinformation as well. We all make that mistakes. So that's understandable. No one's perfect. We get it. But just before we go out there and think it's gospel, read up and make sure that they didn't just put that out there for bookings, for to make that extra dough, because TNA allows them to wrestle on other independents, but they just can't wrestle all elite wrestlers on that card. That's all. That's what it is on that there. One thing that I really like, talking about making a little extra money, AJ Francis running around with a collection for impressions. I love that segment when he's out there passing the collection hat and he's keeping the big bills, but he's leaving the little 5s and 1s. I love that. That was hilarious.
I like it, but I kind of don't want to see him and Elijah at lockdown.
That's the problem.
I'm getting fatigued of Elijah versus AJ Francis.
Don't
get me wrong. You know how I feel about AJ Francis, but
yeah,
I'm getting fatigued with him and fucking Elias. They're at Slammiversary should have been it.
Yeah, they're getting that again. Yeah, that's the only the negative thing. One thing that's drawing people crazy is the main event, where if you watch WWE Radio, if you heard WWE Radio on Wednesday, you had the Charismatic Enigma on Thursday. Jeff Hardy was a guest of Nick Nemeth, your TNA World Champion, along with the Bully Ray Dudley. And they were announcing the main event was supposed to be Nick Nemeth versus Jeff Hardy. We did not get that. It looks like it's going to be for the following week or whatever the tapings are. They misspoke, or someone changed an audible at Creative.
Which was very dumb, because you are finally live for the first time in how long? And who knows when the next time you'll be live is. Maybe after lockdown. And why would you not have the biggest match you can have on paper in your company on your live show? That was a mistake. And don't get me wrong, I loved the main event we got. This is nothing. I love the main event. I am not complaining on what we got. But that could have been something good for the first hour going into 9 o'clock, and then the main event be Hardy's.
God bless you.
Thank you. Jeff Hardy versus Nick Nemeth should have been the main event for your live show. That's what AMC wants on your live show. That's what we, the fans, want to stay up till 11 o'clock for. And again, I thought it was worth it. I thought Impact this week was fine. I liked the main event, but that I understand why fans are upset. That is a big match that you could have had on a live show.
Yeah, because you got the .nets, the .orgs, the false this, the false that. They're going to post that all over. And I'm pretty sure if you look at it, you're going to know the results of that match between Nick Nemeth and Jeff Hardy, which they did a disservice there. They could have put that at the 9. They could have put that in a crossover hour. They could have switched it for one of the women's matches. They could have had that taped. They did an error. I don't know what it was, why they did that. It doesn't take away that TNA Thursday Night Impact was great. I really enjoyed the show. The whole 2 hours was really good. It was a really good TNA show. Very, 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 very good. When they're live, they always knock it out of the park. In my opinion, unless it's the first two ones that we could do. Anything that has to do with the Elegance brand is kind of the one draws down a little bit. Even though with the Elegance, it's mostly Ashley, but we're not here to pile on her. I thought the main event. I'm so happy for Jason Hodge winning that title. The way they did it, the story. By the way, a hell of a shortstop in softball. Guy is freaking phenomenal. I'll tell you that. The guy's an athlete. I was so happy the way he did it. And I like the fact that Tasha Steeles, the no, you're not going to cheat there. John Schuyler at the whole order for across the ring out there, and his wife and daughter. I wish that they cut the celebration too short, at least on the AMC side. In my end, I watched an AMC because I was sitting down and watching with my wife together. Instead of usually when I'm alone, I watch it on the TNA app because vice versa. So we watched it on AMC. Koch is a talented wrestler where they invested in a guy who's been 4 years with the company. They saw him develop and grow, and they put a title on him. This is what me and Chris are excited more about. It now opens up Mustafa Ali to run after the world title.
Yes, about fucking time.
Yeah, that's one we're more excited about. And I think Jason Hodge is going to do a great job with that international title. I could see him doing some title defenses on NXT television. I wouldn't mind seeing him on NXT television with that title, defeating some of the, him and Miles Bourne will have a hell of a match. Yeah. Even Travion Heights. You know, I know the story might not give, but just the cross promotions of the both companies, I wouldn't mind seeing that kind of match. I wouldn't mind seeing it one bit. It would be very exciting seeing Jason Hodge defeat some of the NXT wrestlers. You know, now you want to put a shallow hill, it makes sense if Jason Hodge is going over. So yeah, I'm excited for what they're doing with that international title. Hopefully, we see some cross promotions with Jason Hodge. You know, not just only Mustafa Ali, and I think I want Mustafa Ali to be in prime position for Bound for Glory to possibly defeat Nick Nemeth or Jeff Hardy, depending what happens there. You know, with that world title picture. All in all, it was not a disappointing Thursday Night Impact. This Thursday Night Impact gave you and delivered. It was a good show, good showing. They also announced a partnership with 30 Seconds. The amateur show, they kind of like their speed, but for amateur wrestlers to get a pin in 30 seconds. Your thoughts on that one? And by the way, TNA sent me the press release early. I was at work. I could they send it to us exclusively on the Sports Jedi Network, which I appreciate that.
Wait, which press release?
The TNA 30-second press. It's a 30-second. It's like a speed champion.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, I did see something that you did post about that. Yeah. The 30-second takedown or whatever. I don't know. I'm
intrigued.
I'm interested. I'm curious because it says it started at 7 p.m. 32 wrestlers at toughest amateurs, one survive. Huh. Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
Something different. Something that they're gonna put their brand, their name behind it. And this is them expanding, collaborating, doing different things. You know that they have that OVW partnership, WWE partnership. They're forming a nice, they're doing different things. It might not be the sharpest knife in the tool shed, but they're dangerous. So TNA continues to do dangerous things. We got the Haas joining us. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let me take a quick break and we're gonna bring on Haas Knuckle Brew. We're gonna hear, and also I can go to the bathroom. Let me give a little bit of a break here. We'll bring on Haas Knuckle Brew. And we're going to hear from one of our sponsors. Let's go. Indeed. Which one?
Summer is upon us real soon. When the temps start to climb, cool down your undercarriage with a poopsicle. Dude Wipes team created the world's first ice pop scented butt wipes. Every dude deserves a little treat after dropping a dookie. Poopsicle Wipes. Get your butt over to the TP aisle or snag a pack online. Here, your promo code. Text DUDESAVE20 to 59463. Get 20% off. Dude Wipe, sponsor of the Sports Jedi Network channel. Feel the force. Stay Dude Wipe clean.
This is the one and only Paige, and you're watching Sports Jedi Network. Feel the force.
Haas, what's going on?
What's going on, guys? See, my internet provider finally let me be great. I've been fighting an outage for hours now. I couldn't be here with you guys earlier.
I went to the same shit last Wednesday before I done my review, so I know exactly what you're going through, what you went through.
Haas, I know we want to get your thoughts here. Let's finish with the TNA and we'll recap all your thoughts because we want to hear your thoughts. We're talking about TNA. Your thoughts of TNA, the whole show in general.
I when I got off work, I caught the main event and I saw that Hotch won. So I had to go back and watch the last few episodes of Impact because I was completely lost on the Order 4 storyline. And when I watched the last 3 episodes, I say, oh, this escalated very quickly. I was like, where did this come from? So I saw they had his wife and kids out there. It was a very joyful moment. And I don't know how to feel about it, honestly, because I don't know that much about Hotch. I'm a big fan of Ali, and I want a lot for Ali right now, so I wonder, are they going to elevate him to the main event? But I really felt like they elevated the wrong person in Order 4. I thought it was going to be Agent Zero. That's what I thought it was going to be. So they elevated Hotch, and I like I say, I don't know how to feel about it. I'm conflicted.
I understand that. I could see your point. Because me and Chris have been advocates that we want to see Mustafa Ali win the World Heavyweight title. I think this is where we're going to see. That's where we're going to see Agent Zero break off. Because would you want Agent Zero to be more of a threat when he's the world champion or the international champion? So I kind of want to see Agent Zero kind of help Ali achieve the world title picture, and then they have that dissension because Agent Zero isn't a great performer yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why. That's the only arguments I could give you. That's the only
Okay.
arguments I could give you.
My question is: are they going to break up the great hands now? I mean, the good hands. I mean, how's they going to work with him being an international champion? Are they still going to be working as a tag in tag? How's that going to work?
I'm with you. I want to hear the promo afterwards, the mission statement, because Mustafa Ali was kind of a little disrespectful, and Tasha Steelz and Mila Moore didn't see eye to eye. So is he going to be like President 47 and fire his cabinet and get a new cabinet? Who knows?
Yeah, because TNA can't afford to lose tag teams at this moment.
I agree.
So if they break up the good hands, I don't know how that's going to work. And I mean, does Ali take a sabbatical now just to see where does he go from here, or is he? I asked this: is he solidly with TNA right now?
I think so.
Okay, his contract's not up or anything like that.
He resigned.
Okay.
He's not. I don't think he's going anywhere. And you also just brought Mila Moore on. Like you had Mila Moore with Tessa, and of course Alicia Veronica. What's her name? Alicia. What was her name?
Victoria Crawford.
Crawford no longer part of the company, which we talked about that last week.
Mhm.
So you put her in a fashion to break up and Mustafa leaves. Then what are you really doing with Mila Moore?
Yeah, so it's a lot of infighting in order
Yeah.
for right now. So how do you reconcile that? And we'll see how TNA does it, because TNA has their certain ways to make this go. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm just completely conflicted about the whole thing because, as you know, I'm a big fan of Order 4, so I'll know where they're going with this.
I know you are. And you said they need go to legitimize that fashion in that group. Now, the title change within. So interesting to see where that goes for Mustafa Ali and and the group, because they ended up fighting with one another, and there was some hands being put on each other there, where it'll be interesting to see going forward with the television into lockdown. What does that mean? So
I was just about to ask that. Do you think we get a rematch at Lockdown?
It could, and we could see his best friend John Skyler turning on Jason Hotch and winning the title back, and we're like, and then you separate Hotch as a singles. Maybe they're testing to see if, as a champion on his own, still Order 4, if it's going to be exciting. And Mustafa wants a rematch. I don't know, because you still got Tommy Hunter booking, because Jesse James, the Road Dogg, has not signed with TNA, or all that reports that he was going to be head of creative, he was going to join, all this nonsense. They're still not at odds. They still have contract negotiation, and they're at different ends of the spectrum. And it's still the old creative. I know Tommy's not there, but his partner's still there. So they're still going kind of like the old TNA type of booking. So I don't know, Haas. I'm with you.
One more question. Was this live or was this taped?
This was live.
This was live. Okay. So do you think TNA is trying to see all the impressions that they got from this to see where they go forth?
It could be, but here's what we were talking about earlier. They on WWE Radio, they announced that it was supposed to be Jeff Hardy versus Nick Nemeth as your main event, and they didn't give that match at all. We don't know why.
Yeah, the match is already. I already know who won.
I believe that I believe they didn't do that match because they know the people don't want Jeff to win. They're going to probably be really sour if Nick Nemeth had pinned Jeff Hardy. You're going to be sour about it.
I could see that.
So have something where Ryan and Matt come out, because they're already doing the tag team title match. So why didn't you just have something where it's like Ryan Nemeth comes out and just fucks it up? That way he helps his big brother win. They could easily protect Jeff Hardy. It's Jeff Hardy. You don't have to protect him. He's Jeff Hardy.
You're right. You are right, Chris. The biggest thing about this, if you set this up, you have to make Jeff Hardy champion eventually. You can't have Nick Nemeth just go over him and go to the next competitor.
I agree 100%, and that's what. But they're not, though, because they're having the tag team title match. So that's why if they would have had the segment, If they would have had that segment earlier on in the show, and then their main event goes with Ryan or Nick and fucking Jeff. I always get everybody's name screwed up. Jeff Hardy and Nick Nemeth. Then they could have had that match, but they could have protected Hardy by Ryan Nemeth, Matt Hardy outside the ring brawling, whatever, some way, somehow. Ref doesn't look, the basics of how they do this shit in pro wrestling. But it's Jeff Hardy. He doesn't need to be protected. He could lose. And I understand the crowd won't like it, but it makes for good TV, and I know that because me and Kev sat there and we hated Trick Williams with the TNA title, and it made for great TV. And then when we finally had the Golden Boy win it, it was so like they could have done that. But do you really see Jeff Hardy in 2026 being a singles world champion?
Yes, I do, because TNA needs it. They went all. They've gone all in with the Hardys already. Why not?
Yeah,
make them double champ. The worst thing about it, they should have never booked it at all. Like you put that flyer out there, you put the poster. Oh, if you think about it, they were very ambitious this week. They wanted Jeff Hardy and Nick Nemeth. They wanted LeBron to come there and be a title holder.
That's another reason why people are saying the match happened, because LeBron wasn't pulling up. I was like, really think fucking LeBron was coming there? The arena's in the middle of Temple University.
But you did have the inspector.
Yes, you had the inspector, but they were very ambitious this week. They were better off probably asking for Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, maybe even Jalen Carter. You thought you were going to get LeBron James to come here and hold this belt and have Jeff Hardy go over in the same week? They were going for the gusto. They were going for 1 million people this week. That's what they were going for. They said, we're going to blow everybody out the water.
Hey, man, I didn't want to see LeBron. I'm glad that we got the inspector.
See, but the inspector's not going to bring 1 million people to TNA. If they would have had LeBron out there with a Sixers jersey,
I don't think LeBron. I don't think.
But I support the cause. I support the cause. I wouldn't mind inspecting the same thing as the inspector.
I'm with you, sir.
I agree, but
with you.
In all seriousness, there's nothing that company could do for LeBron James to sit there ringside. And if he is, he's sitting there to get the camera shot, and he's fucking leaving.
You're right. They would have had to have Triple H call LeBron and get Rich Paul on the phone. Do something. They would have had WWE would have to step.
LeBron shows up in TNA before WWE. Oh well,
they could offer him $600.
Technically, did show up in WWE in 2006. Oh Jesus.
Oh. Yes, but yeah, they were very ambitious.
They were trying to hit a home. They were trying to hit a grand slam.
Yes, they were.
With their work, yeah.
So LeBron ghosted him, huh? There's a lot of ghosting going around.
LeBron doesn't know what total.
He probably didn't even know that was a thing.
He don't know what it is. He don't know what that is.
Yeah, who? He thought it was a local strip club in Philadelphia.
James Harden.
He's not even going to be living in Philadelphia. He's going to be living in New York.
Yes. But yeah, I'm with you. This episode of Impact was pretty good. It was a pretty good episode.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun.
Can I say this, dude? Would it be far-fetched if half of that was live and half of that was recorded? Because they did start at 7:00 in the afternoon.
The backstage segments were definitely taped. Like that AJ Francis thing with Elijah, that was definitely taped, 100%.
But I think even the opening,
the crowd was fucking dead. No, not a peep in those. Oh, maybe.
Some of those matches. That's why I wish I would have gotten your.
Well, bro, they were taping. I think they were taping a show.
I wish
they were taping a show before they went live.
They were taping because they were doing double tapings Friday and they were doing one taping earlier. Maybe that Philadelphia crowd in the building got to see the Nick Nemeth and
they did. That's how I saw it. My friend was there. My friend told me what happened.
And I wanted to send you that because they would have put you in the front row next to the girl with the wart on her mouth because you see the pictures. Guest, and I'm like, that would have been Chris sitting there in the freaking right there. I'm like, man, I should have sent him. I should have there. It's like, man, he didn't give me his info to go. He would have been in the front row. You would have not been on the hard camera side. You might have been sitting next to you might have been sitting next to the inspector. You would have been an inspector too.
They'll be They'll be back.
Too bad they don't have a colon inspector. JD from New York would have been there.
Oh man. I do have one question though. Since this did go on at the show and the live show, and no one has disclosed what happened. What if that does get out and say Nick Nemeth wins? And who does he go to next if you beat a Hall of Famer like Jeff Hardy? That's where the booking of the whole starts. Like, where do you go? It's hard to go back to KC Navarro.
I was just gonna say KC Navarro.
It's hard. If you beat Jeff Hardy, you go back to, and no disrespect to KC, we like KC. It's just hard to go back to.
I agree.
Because Haas, they answer your question. If you watch TNA Impact, they came out the Hardy Boys, which By the way, they didn't come out to their normal Hardy music because they would have got the crowd going. They came out with some remix, a new song for Jeff, and then the Nemets interrupted, and they set up a tag team title match for Lockdown. So the next pay-per-view, the TNA World Title isn't even going to be defended.
Yeah.
So they answered the question because they might do a number one contender type of stuff at Lockdown, where maybe you then if someone wins it, some type of battle royal, gauntlet match, whatever, then you have your number one for contender for Bound for Glory or Emergence. It doesn't, it's they or is it No Surrender, Emergence, one of those. Don't know their pay-per-view schedule off my top of my head. That's what they did. For Lockdown, it's going to be the tag team title matchup where the champion doesn't have to defend his title there, unless they put a stipulation if Nick gets pinned, he loses that title too, because we've seen that before. So I don't know. I don't know on that. You're good. You're right on that one. I saw that. And all in all, this was still a good TNA episode. It was very entertaining, very fun.
Oh yeah. I'm nitpicking here. It was a good episode.
No, that's what we do.
Yeah, I see. I understand the streak of what they're on now. They've been escalating in ratings the last few weeks. So I see the vision. I see it.
Yeah, and then we got thank you, Aaron. Leon Slater versus Cedric at Lockdown in the Steel Cage. I said this, Chris. Take that fucking microphone off of Cedric Alexander. That was terrible. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was terrible. I agree with that. Yeah, he's never been the promo guy. Cedric
Even
Alexander.
the pitch in his voice. Oh my God.
But they got a stipulation at least. They're trying to have the stipulation to erase Leon's history. So I guess that's what the rumor is online.
If that's true, I can appreciate them trying things. This is where wrestling has been so what's the best?
Maybe that was something that was spoiled next week that were being reported online.
I didn't know that. Until you told me that. It wasn't mentioned on that promo. So that must be something.
That's spoiled. Probably because it was something that was spoiled. But it's all sorry. Sorry, I didn't know that either. It was all over. It's on my today's news.
Hopefully that's a false finish report.
Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's like, this stipulation's ridiculous. This stipulation's ridiculous. Leon's getting fucked because it says, well, I don't know. We'll look into that next week. Yeah, we'll look into that next week.
We would definitely see. We'll definitely see where that goes there on that. So yeah, we'll be watching TNA. It's going to be taped for the next few weeks until they get to Lockdown. Hopefully, we get some talents on and interviewed and conversate and talk about Lockdown and all that in Chicago. So that's going to be fun. As a pay-per-view that has not been around in quite some time. On that, I'm going to go back to you, Haas. You want to give your SummerSlam predictions? I know you had some internet issues, but you are a staple of the program, and we would love to hear your thoughts on the card. I'm gonna go here and I'll put the card back on real quick. Remember, Haas was not with us, so you heard it before. You're not gonna hear our takes. We're gonna hear straight to Haas, and we're gonna hear Haas's takes. Go ahead, Haas. Haas, night number one. Who do you like?
Night one. I'm gonna go with the women's championship first. I think Liv should win for storyline purposes and for TV, just for straight TV purposes. Now, if they do a hard reset, as they should with big shows like this, we would have, if Io were to win, I would like her to be a fighting champion every week. I'm talking about Darby Allin-esque, because you gotta do the complete opposite. Liv had no title defenses, had Io defended till she just bottoms out. Why not? She's a fighting machine anyway. And that's the best thing she got. Like, she's not the best promo. Everybody say she's the best wrestler in the world. Showcase her then. Because if you remember last time she had the belt, they didn't do much with her when she had it. So it's very sad the way they treat this division, but I'm gonna just go with Liv to win this one because I believe it's just more things you can get out of a story for this. Usos, Fatu versus Keys, Knight, and Sikoa. I think the Bloodline's gonna win because I think they're gonna make Solo bend the knee. I think that's what's gonna happen there. I don't want Solo to bend the knee because he's actually fun right now, but he's getting over without their permission. And WWE doesn't like that. So yeah, the Bloodline's gonna win. He's gonna fall in line. I guess he probably kicks LA Knight in the dick. I believe this was gonna happen. See, Hell in a Cell. Oba's probably gonna win in 15 minutes. I think Brock's gonna bleed. I believe this was gonna happen. Like the beast must bleed. That's how you send a real message. You just can't pin him. You have to make the beast bleed because the beast is supposed to be this immortal monster. Well, show him that he bleeds. So that should be fun. I think Open goes over about 15 minutes. Best match of the night. I think Aldis and Gunther is going to have the best match. Aldis would be the best story right now. It would be if he were to win. But we know this is Triple H's boy. He loves Gunther. Gunther must be resuscitated, so he cannot lose right now. He can't. Okay. So I would love Aldis to win because I believe if he wins, it sends a message to the locker room that you cannot fuck with the general manager. Fall in line. That would be fun television on SmackDown. But the WWE doesn't like to have fun. They want to have Gunther the career killer and try to resuscitate him however they can. I don't think they can do it. I believe they forever messed him up, but I could be wrong. So Gunther wins. He's going to pin Aldis. He's not going to choke him out. He's going to pin him.
Okay. Oh, interesting. All right. So it's co-main event because supposedly reported by PWI Mike Johnson, the Hell in a Cell is your main event. So you got two matches still here.
Okay, let's go with Fatal Influence and Nikki, Brie, and Paige. Fatal Influence has to win here. There is no way they can have the Bellas go to win here. You can't do it. Like nobody wants to see them win because they're gonna get the tag belts eventually anyway. So them winning in this spot, it doesn't matter. They can take a loss. They're Hall of Famers. They can lose. If anything, Fatal Influence wins, and the Bellas turn on Paige, and Paige becomes this sentimental baby face to probably go to SmackDown and go against Rhea in the future.
Okay, I hear you. And then of course,
because what I say is they love these face on face interactions in WWE now. So Rhea may not even have a heel. So I don't know. But yeah, I got Fatal Influence winning that one. And for the WWE Championship, Punk's gonna win in a classic. This is gonna be a great match. And I'm not a fan of either one of these guys. Not a fan at all. But Punk, I don't have to like him. The man puts on good matches. Cody Rhodes puts on good matches. They're both want to send a message to Roman Reigns that we're leaders in the locker room. We can kick your ass. This is our company. Punk wins in like 30 minutes. The aftermath, I think Cody's gonna get so pissed he's gonna lose his composure. Will he go full heel? That's yet to be seen. I would love to see it. I believe ratings will go up. If you want to see Cody Rhodes as a draw, let him be black haired, devilish Cody Rhodes. Let's see that. But yeah, we got Punk winning.
All right.
All right. Night 2. Let's go with the ladder match. I said in the chat, I believe Lash is going to win. They put her in there for a reason. I think it's going to make Rhea look like a true superhuman beast coming off that injury by beating Lash. Because Jade cannot afford to lose to Rhea again. Charlotte cannot lose to Rhea in that way as an interim champion. It would knock some aura off of her.
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton, they're not going to go 2 belts. Tiffany, not for her. She's not over enough for 2 belts. If she was massively over, I'd think about it, but she's not massively over. Michael Hayes will not allow you to give Chelsea Green that belt. He won't have it. He just will not have it.
I said the same thing.
He will not have it. So that's just I default to Lash. I believe because if you just go back to see how Rhea and Jade looked in those PLEs, Jade looks magnificent. Now look how Lash is bigger than her. You got Rhea coming off this knee injury and have her pick Lash up for the Razor's Edge, or put Lash in a riptide on a bad knee. Look how strong it's gonna make Rhea look. And you can easily explain her winning over Lash because Lash is a rookie. You won't have to do any mental gymnastics like, oh, she buried Charlotte, she buried Jade. You don't bury a rookie. You just go ahead and put a rookie in their place. It's easy to explain. So yeah, I think Lash is going to win.
I hope Jade Cargill wears that white outfit again.
I agree with you. I don't think Brandon Phillips like us talking like that, but I agree with you.
Fuck Brandon Phillips. I'm a Pirates fan. I hate the Reds.
Okay. Let's see. Dan. Oh, did you not listen to Russo? Anything on a poll is over. So Danhausen.
I was gonna say Russo was, dude. He was definitely sitting on his desk and just like, oh yes, he's responsible. He's taking all the credit. This match is booked because of him.
You know it. So Danhausen versus Dom. Danhausen is gonna get the monies. Did Danhausen get the money? See, don't you remember Aqua Teen Hunger Force with Meatwad? Yes, Danhausen gets the monies. So yeah, that's gonna be probably people. A lot of people are gonna hate this. This might be the match of the night. I'm talking about Danhausen.
It might be funny and all that. Yeah, you're
it's
right.
Gonna be hilarious because there's no telling who they're gonna bring out. They might bring out JJ McCarthy. You may see Kyler Murray. We're more likely to see Justin Jefferson. Just think about this. If you see Kyler Murray, small ass in there next to Danhausen and Dom Mysterio, wouldn't you laugh?
I think he's one of the midgets.
Now, most of the people in the WWE universe won't know who the hell Kyler Murray is. But if you see his head is as big as JD McDonough's, you see them small, big head ass people in there, you're gonna laugh. So that's gonna be fun. Penta versus Gable. In all seriousness, this is going to be the real graps of the night. That's going to be a great match. I got Gable. Gable. Are you not a fan of the AI music? Gable. Yes, Gable's going to win. I would love it if Penta was a heel or someone was a heel here, but you get what you get in the WWE. Gable's going to win that match. Baron and Trick. I want Baron to win. Because I think Trick's gonna end up winning Money in the Bank. Like he's done as much as he can with that U.S. title. They already gave him the feathers and stuff. It's time for him to lose it. Yachty's already gone, so it's like they're dropping breadcrumbs that Trick is gonna lose, and you just can't afford for Baron Corbin to be buried right now. You just brought him back. If he loses to Trick Williams, it's just not gonna be a good look. Trick can lose to Baron right now. It's okay because Trick's on fire. It's like he can't do no wrong right now. So Baron wins. It resets the mid card for SmackDown, and you can easily have Mello and Baron going to the next PLE for a feud. It'd be fun. All right, so Finn and Sammy. I said this in the chat. This bothers me. Like I'm not really a fan of either one of these men. Sami Zayn is. I ain't gonna lie. He's growing on me with this character. Justice for Sammy. I'm for it. I'm for all of it. But if him or Finn gets this I'd have Femi come and destroy both of them for the number one contendership. That's just me, because how you gonna have the King of the Ring just get bypassed by two jobbers of the last 10 years? I don't like it. I don't like it. But I got Finn Balor going over. Sammy losing is better for this story because I want to see Sammy crash the fuck out. That's good television. Like he's been very good on television with all this Justice for Sammy crying on TV. I want him to keep crying and still feel like he's not being justified out here. Finn for the win. See, got one left. We got Reigns and Rollins. I had Seth winning this match until I saw that Roman will be with us till Money in the Bank. They just dropped their schedule that Roman's going to be here till October. So if he's going to be here till October, he's going to have that belt going into Money in the Bank. Now, going into Money in the Bank now, that's the last date that's confirmed. He could lose that belt right then and there to whoever gets the briefcase. So if they were to do that, and I think Trick's going to win the briefcase, we could have Trick being the world heavyweight champion by the end of Money in the Bank. That could be something. I just want people to think about that going into the day, because who is harder than Trick right now to have that briefcase? Not too many other people, but that's just a thought. But yeah, Roman. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go. No,
Roman's gonna win. Roman's he's gonna beat Rollins in they're gonna give them probably close to an hour. It might be 45 minutes, but the real losers of this weekend is gonna be us against these commercials. How many matches are we gonna take of this before we collectively rage quit?
It's gonna be pretty quick.
I'll say this. I was watching X-Men again, and I counted 8 minutes, 4 ad breaks for a 24-minute cartoon. I'm like, ugh, they do that. It's not just WWE. It's all these fucking streaming. Amazon Prime, with their shows. They got a good show, like I told you, Ride and Die. Jesus Christ, the ad breaks, they drive me crazy.
It's just if this is anything like WrestleMania, we are in for a long weekend. I'm gonna have my stopwatch out because I want to see how long these matches are really gonna last this time around. Yeah, because if we're gonna have 20, 30 minutes in between matches, I might be drunk before match 3. Because I don't need to be seeing Grubhub and DoorDash
and fucking
DiGiorno.
Oh, thank God tax season's over. I was sick and tired of seeing TurboTax every fucking 5 minutes.
I don't need Stephanie Vaquer and Penta up here trying to sell me how to do my
I know why they got rid of that, because Sheamus is on there. That's why.
Oh, got you. Will there be any other? Do y'all think there's gonna be any debuts in this SummerSlam? Any big debuts? Any big comebacks? Because I hear Kevin Owens might be a thing.
Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. I saw that being posted. I don't know. I'm just gonna be like Thomas. I got to see it for myself to believe it. That's what
I'm not sure. Like Kevin Owens could be one of the more realistic ones.
Okay, and just say if Kevin Owens does come back, does he take a bump?
No, I don't.
I'm talking about fresh off a neck injury. When does he take a bump?
He's been training in LFG, so I wouldn't be surprised.
It's been on video, like we've seen on the show. He's been
the best one asked is Mr. Jeff Lippman, and I don't see him in the chat, so he's probably out getting his car. So I don't know if Jeff Lippman will let me know if he sees him in LFG, because he does it. Remember, please follow Jeff Lippman and the legendary LaFisto. They do their LFG recap show on Wrestling Super Friendos, so definitely he'd be the right person to ask.
Gotcha. Okay, so to end this, is SummerSlam going to be a better, commercials included? Will this be better than WrestleMania?
A lot of people have a high expectation it will. I gotta wait to see. I'm tired of trying to predict.
Honestly, I think the main events are better than on paper.
Because I'm afraid of putting my expectation level and then it doesn't reach. So I'm gonna go at it with an open mind. Maybe you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think I'm gonna enjoy it more because I'm not gonna be doing a watch along, watching the Discord, watching who's on stream, or reading the. I'm gonna enjoy it more because I will be able to. Because we're gonna do our post show reaction video after the show's over. When I do the watch alongs for now, and I think we're gonna enjoy it a little more.
I'm gonna tell you this. On night 2, that 5-way women's ladder match is going to be a big telling sign for women's wrestling going forward. If those 5 women put on a show, you can see a revival of the women's division in front of fans, because fans go ahead, they give crickets to even the most over of women. If they go put on a show similar to what was that? I want to say, was that Money in the Bank a couple years ago when Tiffany Stratton just knocked her off so high and Chelsea just fell off one of those talk. You remember what I'm talking about? That was a good ladder match. You rarely see a good ladder match from the ladies, so they need a great showing out of all that star power. They need a great showing. They need that.
Chelsea's always great in ladder matches. You could see her from Slammiversary, the Queen of the Mountain match, doing her spots off the ladder with her and Deanna. I always talk about that. That's the genesis of me really getting into TNA. So Chelsea is one of those that does phenomenal work when it comes to ladder match, multi-woman match. She's great at that. So, I understand what you mean. I got breaking news, but when you're done, wait, I got
think about Chelsea's the true entertainer in that match. Like, yes. I mean, the rest of them, they're relying off beauty. Just to be honest about it, they think they're so pretty that they cannot have to take these serious bumps. Chelsea don't care, and I can appreciate about her. And Tiffany needs to be the one to carry this match, even though she won't win. She's the most athletic of all of them out there. She needs to be like 2 or 3 moonsaults off one of those tall ladders. I mean, bring the Red Bull ladder out, have her do a big moonsault off of it. And I need Charlotte and Jade not to be scared to do heavy bumps. They need to be knocked into ladders. I mean, there should be a Jaded into a ladder. Like, somebody should not be scared to be out there. Like a natural selection into a ladder or to a table. Don't be out there trying to be too safe. I mean, you're gonna be fine. Just don't be too safe. That's my whole thing when it comes to these women like ladder matches. they play it so safe, and they slow play the moves. It looks very formulaic, so I'd be scared of it.
I think we're going to see Alexa Bliss back on television. Come out. Will she turn on Charlotte? I don't know what WWE thinking, what creative they will go. I know we're going to see the baddies, because they are now calling them baddies. So I think we're going to see that there. Do we get a new lady to level things up a little bit here against the baddies? Oh, no, no. Do we see Lola Vice? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think so, because she still got that match on the underground. I think something out of the ordinary is going to happen in that women's match. Something different that we're not going to see. Something, I don't know. I keep on that in mind going forward.
Because I really that really has the ability to steal the show if they really go out there and they go. I know they're women. If they go balls to the wall. So yeah,
we can't say tits because the inspector comes out of nowhere. He hasn't inspected them, so
But Marie is right in the chat. She says sometimes she can see the women be hesitant when wrestling, but that's a natural women thing. I mean, that's women they're not usually taking that much risk, so it's very risky to take those matches. But I need them to throw risk to the wayside, have some fun. I mean, we got women that are not scared to get hurt out here. I don't think Triple H really thought this through when he select these participants. He was just went by star power. But if you got some real big, tall women in a ladder match, that's where it don't match. That's why I don't mesh well. But I hope they surprise me.
Yeah, that's why I didn't put Nia Jax there. All right, here's the breaking news. Speaking of on a pole match, House of Glory just announced Jesse Showtime Smart versus JD on for Solid Monsters pole.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh,
Kev,
wow.
why you like this? Why you like this, Kev?
Oh man. Speaking of our final segment here and maybe some polls here. How do you guys enjoyed AEW's Dynamite this past weekend? Collision. They got Motor City Machine Guns. Chris, why they debuted them there?
I don't know why they debuted in there. Dynamite this week was boring. I did not have a good time watching AEW this past Wednesday. Thought the main event not the main event. Let's hear from Kenny and Will. They fired up a little bit towards the end of their little segment there, but I still don't want to see the match. I'm still probably one of the only people that don't care for Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega at All In. The Willow celebration, it was okay. It got a little bit corny and cringy there at some times, but there's a clear babyface and heel with Willow and Mercedes, so I could appreciate that. But this match was a nothing show. I don't give a shit about Nick Wayne, Andrade, and Jungle Boy. I don't care about Bro Dito, Mike Bailey versus Kyle Fletcher, Jake Doyle, and Brian Cage. And Maya Road and Persephone was all right. But it's a big nothing burger from what happened at Redemption. So it was very, very mid, in my opinion.
I will actually give a soft disagreement. I feel the show was effective. Was it completely entertaining? No, but it did what it needed to, because we always ask AEW to further stories. So I have to keep it consistent. It may have not been the greatest show, but it did serve its purpose. Now the matches were random as hell. I can't make an argument for that. Commander versus John Moxley, I can't do it. I can't.
There were only two things on this show that did that, though, and those are the two things I just talked about with the women and the men. Everything else was a bunch of nothing, even storyline progression included. This whole show is being carried by Moxley, Ospreay, and Kenny right now.
Yes, but again, those are the two biggest things that we're talking about. The women's championship in the minute. It ain't like we talking about the Continental and the national championship. They go nowhere. But no, we got to go back. The Continental Cup. Here's my thing, though. Why? We did not ask for another tournament. We got 2 continental tournaments now.
I thought they were just
Why?
replacing the Continental Classic with the Continental Club.
Oh
Cup.
no, sir. No, you get
What?
the cup.
It's its own separate thing?
Yeah, you still getting the C2 in December, pal.
Oh, that
You're
is
still getting
stupid.
that, but you're gonna get the Continental Cup it all in. You're gonna get that. So you're gonna get a nice.
And we're getting, and mind you, we probably are getting a casino gauntlet at All In.
Oh, they've already said it. It's already been confirmed.
I think it's stupid.
Yes, it's nonsensical. You're gonna get you a healthy dose of John Moxley. That's what you're gonna get. More Mox all the time. So are you ready? Are you ready for more Moxley? Never go full Moxley, but you will. You will.
I mean,
And
the
guess what?
sickos love this shit, man.
And the only difference is you're gonna get this is gonna be one and done. It's not gonna be like the C2 where it goes on for a month. It's single elimination. So I would argue to get rid of the C2 then. I like the single elimination.
Look, the only tournament that should be in this company are the Owens. I don't get only one person in this chat that loves everything and that thinks everything's fucking great. He's gonna love it. Myself, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Your ratings, the ratings will tell you that. Aaron's going to be on Twitter next week with his opinions all fucking different. He says something one week, then the next week he says this, then the one week he says this, then the next week he says that. You're a fucking NPC. You're acting like an NPC. Cállate. Sorry, Hoss. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, but going with this whole thing is just I can't argue that you say it was boring. I can see why you say it, but it was an effective episode.
I'll give you this. The two main things were effective. I'll give you that. But
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, because I actually loved the Willow segment. I enjoyed it. Other than her shouting out Mother Jill, I didn't care about Mother Jill. I mean, no disrespect to Mother Jill, but I didn't care.
No, I didn't care.
It just that's when it got too.
That's when it got a little
You're blurring too much of the realism with the work. It's still a work. So, but Mercedes came in. She came in with a good time. It was fun. But Osprey and Omega, I ain't gonna lie. I'm backing the bruv on this one. If Omega came in there slapping me all across my face with Witch Brewing shoes, yeah, I got to beat your ass too. Did you see the shoes that Omega had on?
I saw the shoes.
Yes, it looked like something you saw of Hansel and Gretel. Was he ready to go cook up children? I don't understand it. But bruv was. I think he was legitimately pissed. That wasn't the work. Man, Omega put some gumption behind the slaps.
That's where it finally turned up. The whole thing was boring as shit until that.
Now, me Wednesday night, I did actually watch it. You know, I just got my blood pressure medication. I watched it. So let me sit down and watch it. My wife goes, I got to sit here with you. Because
that's not good for your fucking.
That's what my wife said. You know, so I started watching it. That's because I wasn't sleepy. So I was watching it, and I had the same questions as you. I like the Willow Nightingale promo in the beginning. It went a little too long. It's like it's like what AJ Francis. I always say about AJ. AJ is a good promo, but if you leave him on for too long, he gets corny. And that was my nickname for Willow Nightingale, Cornball. But if you remember what I told you, Chris, about Willow, she's the baby face.
Of course.
That if WWE gets their hands on, they could turn her Bianca Belair heel with Willow in the WWE. I would love her in the WWE because they will make money with her. Willow's that good. I have a lot of high.
I love her. She's great.
Willow Nightingale. What I didn't like, the AEW totally shitted on CMLL. You have Persephone lose to My World. My World, all she does is her freaking that fall away slam. Hey, look at my big boobs for the pin. And also and my wife saw this, caught this on Redemption. The cameraman loves to put the fucking camera up that girl's crotch. And you saw, I was going to record it. The cameraman had a gooner. He had a gooner smile when he was doing it. You see it, and when they switch, he's there. He's smiling, enjoying what he views. Perverts. Those perverts.
You're not wrong. You think about it. I can't blame Maya World because She knows she's with the more liberal wrestling promotion, so she's gonna wear the skimpy outfit. She's trying to get over. I can't argue with the logic, but
they need the inspector. They need inspector to go and inspection. Yes, he needs to be at TNA checking out if it's appropriate for my world to wear that.
But you can't argue that it's effective for her. You can't argue it. It's working. It's working.
I like Maya World.
She says she's the it girl, so it goes over for her. But
or tit girl.
That's a thing too. I will not argue with you on that.
So now, what happens to Harley Tits? She goes back in the closet.
See, we talking about justice for Sammy. We need justice for Harley because ever since her and Mina did that segment, it seemed like we see less and less of Harley Cameron, and we see Mina go down to ROH now. Free my girls, free Mina and free Harley from ROH. They're too good for ROH.
When is breast cancer month? Maybe that's when they're so. Maybe Tony Khan will do a tournament.
I mean, we got a show for Rebel in September, so we could.
No, by the way, I'm glad you mentioned that. All serious, all jokes, all levity aside. Great. As much as I don't like Tony Khan, I think he's an asshole, jerk, whatever. That's a great job by him doing that. For Rebel Cause, good job there. Doing that for the MLS.
It's gonna be a good show.
He did the ice bucket challenge too. Did you see that?
Yeah, and I believe there was no need for shrinkage. It was already shrunk.
Damn, Kev. But to go back to Persephone,
yes,
if you really want to see how Tony Khan views Persephone, go back this week at Arena Mexico. We got Grand Slam coming up here.
Her and Statlander.
I believe she should squash Statlander in Mexico. I'm under that estimate.
Tony's not gonna let that fucking happen,
and that's a damn shame. Because if Statlander wins in Mexico, Persephone's out of here in September. I believe.
And that's going to, I've said it already. She's gone. WWE already put on the radar. Please, Persephone, please.
That'd be ridiculous.
You can't have the CMLL women's champion losing in Arena Mexico. You can't have that because she just went against Tessa yesterday, right? I think she just went against Tessa yesterday.
I didn't see those dumb bitches.
All right, Tekla. Stay over there, Tekla. Calm down. That's why you're not going to All In, Tekla. You called the whole division dumb bitches. That's why we took the belt off of you, and you can't go to All In. That's why. With your drunk ass.
Mercedes would cry.
But
Mercedes coming out too. Kind of confused me too. Like, okay, it was kind of the people were like, "Shut the f up." They wanted her out of there. It was crazy. It's like, ooh, she got go away eat.
I don't really care for the card next week for Grand Slam.
Oh, you're not feeling the Mark Davis Will Ospreay Mexico street fight?
Ooh,
hold up.
At least it's loading. They should have called. They should have called it an Orlando street fight because they had a Tijuana fight in Orlando. Yeah. When they did it a couple years ago.
I got it wrong. In Mexico City street fight, not just Mexico.
Hoss, we watch this shit every week. Tell me why. Tell me what is going on that we need these matches. You like to play your game. We did it on Wednesday. What's the angle? We're gonna do this right here, real quick. Hoss, what the fuck are the angles for this match? I don't even know what the Mark Davis and Will Ospreay angle's about.
It makes no sense. Mark Davis, he's mad that he lost the national championship to Andrade, so he wants to get back against Will Ospreay. Makes no damn sense.
No outside interference too in that street fight.
Yeah, how's it a street fight then?
How's it a street fight?
Yeah, stipulations on top of stipulations. It cancels itself out. It's stupid. This is why people wonder why we go hard at AEW. This is why, because the potential is there. Then you do dumb
it's
shit
all
like
good.
This.
Everything's great. Everything's just good.
Yeah, you do dumb shit like this. Let's see, no angle there. Let's go to the World Trios Championship match. This is gonna piss me off here because I like Ricochet.
You're not in demand.
No, Ricochet is clearly not in demand because they're gonna lose these belts. They're gonna lose to the good, bad, and the ugly on Wednesday. They just got them. They just got these belts, and they're gonna lose on Wednesday. No angle here, none whatsoever.
They became champions. When the hell they became champions?
At the end of Dynamite, before the overrun.
Oh, by the way, I didn't want. As soon as the conglomeration, I went to sleep. I said, "Fuck this." I thought of Chris. As soon as that happened on Wednesday night, I turned the shit off and I went.
Well, see, you went to sleep on the title change.
I couldn't.
You didn't miss much. You didn't miss much. You didn't miss much.
But anyway, this card's boring.
Yeah. We got to finish the game, Chris. We got.
Let's finish the game. Let's finish the game. I'm with you. Yeah, I never participate in this game. You guys don't. I don't come on Wednesdays.
This game. I wish this game would actually be fun because there's nothing to talk about.
See, this is where we get to the sickos, because the sickos love say we got stories, we got angles for you. This is gonna be an every week staple, Kev. I'm telling you, we're gonna do this on Dynamites in the pay-per-views. We're gonna do this because look at this, Kyle Fletcher and Speedball Bailey. Mm-hmm. The angle is that they're 1-1 against each other. So there's an angle there. They want to see who's the best here.
Should have been at Redemption.
I was going to say that. I said the story isn't Speedball from Montreal and he's going to take on the big bad Fletcher. I mean, by the way, did you hear about the fucking drama that happened in Montreal with the Rougeau brothers?
Yes, about the AI video and all that.
I did hear that.
I was wondering why they were booing him.
But yeah, Speedball should win this match, but they don't have the balls to do it. They won't do it. They will not do it. Trios match between the women. The angle here is Mercedes has help and Willow has help. That's the best they got for you.
Boo.
Yeah, we're gonna show our all-in women's championship match versus our all-in tag team women's championship match. That's your angle.
The Brawling Birds.
Who are terrible. I want Divine Dominion to stay champions forever. They can be forever champions like a thing.
I told you, if it wasn't for what's her name? Winsler, for being Will Ospreay's fiance and having a big ass, she sucked.
Man, it's flat, Kev. Do not buy into the outfit.
It's flat, but it's big.
Let's move on.
Long.
But no, the thing about it. No, let's go back to Redemption for a second. They see Marie knows the truth. She sees it.
It's just flat. It's long. She has a long one.
Don't tell Bruff that he'll give you a hidden blade.
He could go grind on that.
The Divine Dominion. They made Mick Foley go out here and bow wow. How you feel about it? I felt like I was jealous. I was jealous of the position he was in. What say you guys?
Foley?
Did you? Oh, you did not see. Oh, did you?
I see that. I said he barked like an idiot. Yeah,
that was fucking awful.
No, I'm just talking about where he was sitting. Would I have barked? No.
Oh, I would have been happy.
See, there we go. I
thought of Steven Regal at that point.
I like
trying to kiss my ass. Club
They're in Mexico, so of course you have to have fucking Mexico on the card.
Oh yeah, but we got to go to Persephone and Statlander. The angle here is, Persephone cost Statlander, and Statlander came back and cost Persephone.
Can I ask a question, Hans? Is it for the CMLL women's title?
No, sir. Non-title.
Statlander is winning.
Exactly. This is going to be the burial of Persephone right here in her home. There's the burial. You're going to bury her and CMLL at the same time in Mexico. I don't know how CMLL will go on further with this partnership, with this burial. If anything, it should be a DQ. Someone should come and interfere in this match and no one wins.
You might get that. Well, TNA don't. AEW don't do DQs.
I believe CMLL is going to make a personal call to Tony Khan. Hey, you pinned our champion enough. We cannot have our champion being pinned in our backyard. We can't have it. Just can't have it. So, because they do her wrong and they do Hechicero wrong too. The times you see Hechicero on TV like this one, he's going to get pinned too. He gets pinned every time you see him on AEW television. He's going to get pinned right here in the next one. And he's the champion he's the male champion.
Yep. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, in AEW, we say men and women's champion now because Adam Page does this thing now. We just can't say AEW champion. So that's where we are with that. But next match,
he's in transition.
He loves playing in flowers, so there's the thing there. The next match, trios match, Mystico, Jericho, Darby Allin versus the Don Callis family. Okay, what the hell does Jericho do with any of this? Why is he here?
Because they're in Mexico, and Jericho was a big deal in Mexico back in the day. That's the angle.
Oh, that's the angle because he has no angle with the Don Callis family.
Jericho wants to go to fucking a resort. That's why.
What wasn't the pendejo friends with the congregation?
Oh, Darby? Yeah. He's however you say that damn word.
Conglomeration of
conglomeration adjacent. Have you seen?
Isn't Kevin Knight supposed to be this big bad superstar, but he's in a fucking trios match with jobbers on his team?
Well, I think it's because the storyline here. I can tell you what might be the storyline. I'm not a big guy into this. Is that Kevin Knight is going to break off of Don Callis family, and Okada wants the title. It's going to be more dissension of the Don Callis family between Okada, Kevin Knight, and somehow they're going to put in Fletcher. And somehow, it's going to be some kind of stupid stuff. It's the disintegration of the Don Callis family.
Oh, you better believe Kevin Knight's going to eat a Rainmaker on Wednesday. It's going to happen. He's going to be the one to eat the Rainmaker.
Yeah.
All right. The 8-man tag.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
These guys. The angle is everybody hates the Death Riders. That's the angle. Cage and Cope have been beefing with the Death Riders and the Dogs recently. The Young Bucks do not trust the Death Riders and John Moxley.
I don't like this because they're having the match at All In. I fucking hate that they're teaming together. All four.
Can they coexist?
I hate it. No, I hate it in all of pro wrestling. That can they coexist bullshit. And it's even worse now that they're doing it with fucking tag teams.
And last match of the night, we got for the number 1 spot in the Casino Gauntlet. Here we go. Andrade, El Idolo, Commander, and Tommaso Ciampa. Why we have this fascination with 2 belts? Again, Andrade,
we have fascination with all these Casino Gauntlet nonsense. This guy.
Why do we have the fucking with trios match, 8-man tag match? Holy shit!
Yeah,
party matches.
I'm telling you, Tony Khan didn't have that many friends growing up, so that's why he loves all these multi-man matches. It just makes him like, yes, I get to play with my friends. Yes. But yeah,
Hey Tony, you want multi something? You should be doing that in bed not in our wrestling. You should be you're a billionaire, you should be having 2 or 3 women, not in our wrestling matches. But no, you got to play with 3 men.
Well, he has a 52-man locker room with the Jaguars. Don't forget that. But
at the football club.
Yeah. But here the crazy
a lot of balls.
The funny thing about this is neither one of these men are going to win that Casino Gauntlet match. Neither one of those 3 men. Neither one.
Boy, I gotta say this though. I was watching a little bit of Redemption. Fucking Adam Copeland looks like he's fucking decrepit. Holy shit.
Yeah, he is. Sucks. He hasn't delivered a good spear in damn near 10 years.
Oh my God, he looks bad. And
Yeah,
his hair.
He
looks like an old dried raisin, and his hair looks. Oh my God, he looks terrible.
I got another game, fellas. Let's estimate the rating. You just seen that card. Do they touch 700K?
No, they don't know. But Meltzer gives it 6 stars with a finger in his ass.
Oh, another telling thing. No Kenny Omega on that card.
Yes! Go!
And I say bang bang and a do.
Do you hear this? The biggest sicko on our show is up here losing his mind over Kenny Omega not being on the card.
Ask Kev. I am one of Kenny Omega. I love Kenny Omega, but holy shit, I can't stand it. I do not want to hear him with the microphone in his hand until the week before All In.
Sir, this is the AEW men's champion. And you don't even want him on the card.
Men's champion. That sounds stupid.
I know it. That's why I said it.
The AEW men's champion.
That's why he's Kenny Omielda. You know that.
Kenny Olivier.
It's
fucking corner, dude. I wish I could play that corner.
Kenny.
That counts, Kenny.
You stupid motherfucker. Oh my God.
It's terrible. It's hurting me too, Marie. Trust me. It hurts me too. Because we got some sad days coming up, Kev. Like I know you're not.
This company could be so good.
You're not a big fan of the product, Kev. I understand why. If you for to see Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega hold the banner for this company for the next 6 months, I wouldn't watch this shit either. And
it's not pounding on. It's not pounding on. I want to be a compounder of the company. But now Main Street Radio they shut the avenues for them to even talk about. They can't even talk about All Elite Wrestling. The WWE Radio strategically shut that door. You're not, Dave LaGreca ain't gonna tell people to or shill for them to go watch the show. They're not gonna do that right now. There's no radio outlets to talk about them. Also, that TV merger, that big acquisition with Warner Brothers Discovery, they don't even have a TV contract. They could be, and that's smart for Tony Khan to do the My AEW app because they have all these other independent shows. If you're a true wrestling fan like Aaron, shout out to you, Aaron. I know you might have left pissed off, but we've got to be men to disagree at times, and and so forth. But my point is, they're gonna have their own. They need to start their own shit. Tony Khan mentioned in the scrum, he might start an AEW podcast. It feels like you're being reactionary to WWE radio because you did have something similar. You canceled RJ City's shit. You had canceled stuff. Now you want to get back to that because WWE reacted. He could have been a transcender in his own mind. This is why I can't get behind his company house. He's a copycatter. He never does nothing original, or at least and stick with it. He does it in the beginning, and then he goes away, and then he wants to react to WWE. That's why I don't like him.
I'm gonna talk to Heather here. I know she says she loves technical wrestling. We know the match is gonna slap, Heather. We know it's gonna be 40 kickouts and false finishes. We know that. It's the build. They are bad television. Because the thing about it is what we just saw on Wednesday is the best they got. We still got a month to go. They can't even top what they just did. So that's the bad part. Like we know the wrestling is going to be good. It's just bad television. And with no MJF, and you got it's rough. It's rough. Because truth be told, even for the women's side, Willow and Mercedes don't get much better. Because if anyone remembers the build to Tony Storm and Mercedes last year, completely awful. The match was great at All In.
Yep.
The build was atrocious.
Yep.
We had Mercedes out here eating well done times 2
steak,
steaks.
Dude. Me and Kev used to make fun of that steak every week during that
I
time.
I heard this week. I heard next week she'll be eating a plate of ribs. She upgraded.
And they're going to be well done too. Who's overcooking the meats and catering?
Oh, that was so bad.
I'd fire the cook. It's terrible.
I'd fire the catering company. Holy shit.
They should have OBD meats and greets truck there in anywhere Dynamite's at.
That's not happening.
Yes. Oh, but I do have a question. I don't go way back with the Motor City Machine Guns. What the hell is this?
I don't know. Look at this,
Chris. What the hell is this?
Look, they never fit what hurts them is them going to WWE before this. I truly believe if they were in AEW when they had the chance to go to AEW the first time.
Here we go. Thank you, Marie.
That they would actually
Michigan. Okay.
Yeah, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why they're called the Motor City Machine Guns. But I truly think that if they would have signed with AEW when they had the chance, it would have been a little bit of a more positive reaction.
It's supposed to be an M? My bad. I didn't mean to cut you out. This is supposed to be an M?
This is Chris Sabin shit. It's supposed to be an M, I guess, or they're pointing to Detroit on their hand, I guess.
Okay. Thank you, Heather and Marie. Thank you. I needed some education on that one. Thank you.
Because I'll be honest, I followed more of Chris Sabin than Alex Shelley. I know I liked Chris Sabin when he was a single star, but I don't care for them in 2026. They never fit the WWE style, in my opinion.
Yeah, they don't have any character.
They don't have any. They're just great fucking wrestlers.
Yeah, I like the moves again, but that we can go into another. That's why wrestling is bad these days because everybody focus on moves. But sure, but they debuted on Collision. They should have been on Dynamite because we had a 34-minute overrun. They should have been on Dynamite. So that kind of scared me because what kind of message are you going to send when the New Day appears? I bet they're going to appear on Dynamite. I bet you they appear on Dynamite.
I think they appear at the pay-per-view, dude.
Okay, if you do that, how would you feel if you are the Machine Guns? You debuted on the B show.
They know they know New Day is a bigger draw.
Okay,
they should know better that New Day is a way bigger name and draw.
You know what? I have to ask this stupid question. Did the New Day wrestle the Machine Guns at all in the WWE?
I don't think so.
I'm not sure. That's a good question because they were on Raw. They were on different brands.
Right, Machine Guns on SmackDown. They were always with DIY and in groups like like the Street Profits.
What does that tell you about the WWE? And again, I hate those. I'm be honest with you. I hate those fucking writers that they have right now. All of them. I can't stand all those writers. I'm not opposed Triple H, because if you're Triple H and you're head of creative, I know you have the final say, but you also have to trust your people to delegate. Like I have to, and we're gonna make it. We're gonna bring this to a great segment. Sports Jedi Media continues to grow. We have more different programs, more different channel, more different people doing different things on our channel. Of course, Mondays, the MLW report with Jeff Littman and Mr. Thomas. They break down all the MLW reports. We have the Dynamite Bros, Chris and Haas. They break down everything that happens after reaction of all Elite Wrestling's Dynamite. You got me and Mr. Jeff Littman. We break down everything, the Padawan Awakening and Haas. We do everything post-reaction of NXT on Tuesday nights. We also have got now, don't forget, Rican Reactions, the PWF, the podcast of unappreciative wrestling fans joining the Sports Jedi Network. They're going to do Evolve. They'll have their show as well. PWF Talk will be part of the Sports Jedi Media. Don't forget, we got Talking the League, still part of the program on the network. They talk everything basketball there. If you know them as the Smoke Sessions, they're still part of our program, a part of our network. You got MMA Octagon Report with my son Austin. My point is, there's all these different things. As a leader, you have to know how to delegate and let people do different things. And I know I'm still the head of the channel, and if the channel is not doing well, they're gonna say, "Hey, your channel's not doing anything. You're not promoting." I get it. But I also trust every one of my persons on my channel. Hopefully, we get Marie Shadows and the Square Circle podcast, where we're praying for, we're hoping for. We got the Garden of Thoughts and Jeff Lippman doing all the different things. We got the Out of Character podcast with Vinny Pacifico and Jeff Lippman. We also got me and Luke Menzies, formerly known as Rich Hollins. We still got our show going, and we're gonna do conversations and interview wrestlers and so forth. My point is, as a leader, I have people to delegate and trust everyone to do their own shows and oversee and not meddle, but still have the final say. I think you should go this day. But Triple H got to do something about his head of creative and on the characters, the writers. I hate their direction. The storylines suck, and also sometimes their producers. I've been telling you about that. Their producers need to be held to task, because they to me the matches seem formulaic, copy and paste, and I'm having a little bit of a disconnect.
Well, the biggest thing is that I've heard that TKO stock has went down a little bit. So I believe that may actually do something. That might put some pressure on Paul, because I think Paul just threw his hands up like, man, we're making so much money. I don't have to do anything. I believe he just throw anything on television. He's like, man, we got new quarter this strong. We're strong this quarter. We're strong that quarter. We're in the black. I believe he's been huffing his own farts. That's what he's been doing. He's getting high off his own supply, and he's just like, I'm doing so well, but you ain't done shit. I mean, TKO just keeps getting ads. That's all it is.
That's Nick Khan. That's Nick Khan selling his ass off for those ads. But at the end of the day, when ad sponsorship says this is not good, people don't like it. I hear nothing but negativity. Why do I want my DoorDash with all this negativity with you guys? It's no. When the WWE fans start calling it a door ass, that's when they pull away from the WWE and all that. That's when it's going to be heard. And this is where I don't know. Maybe TKO says we're not spending any more money on these writers. No hiring and firing. No, you deal what we got. This is your budget for the writers. We can't bring anyone else. That sucks, because you have to hold accountable your writers. I think the writers are been terrible in writing the television. They suck. They stink. They people that don't have the pulse of the wrestling business, and these producers got to change up a little bit of the matches. It feels like pedestrian when they wrestle in the ring. I'm not saying they need blood. I don't they don't have to go Asai moonsaults in every fucking match, and 450 splash, but they got to change a little bit of their wrestling moves. It just feels kind of like the same. It feels like redundant, no matter who's wrestling with one another.
You're right, but they keep saying it's just what we do. It's the WWE formula. It is what we do. We make cinema, so we're gonna wrestle slowly. We're gonna do our choreographed dance moves, and you're gonna like it. That's what they do.
You know what that reminds me of? The WWE reminds me of a Jason Stamos movie. His movies all the same shit. He's coming up with a new one coming up. It's always all his movies are the same shit, and The Rock does the same thing at times too. It's always the same kind of movies, the same shit. Jason Stamos, he's this European assassin, quiet assassin.
He's a beekeeper.
Yeah.
You don't want to bring The Rock up right now because The Rock might actually be back on television because the way Moana just bombed. So
I think he has bombing a lot of stuff.
But I will say this though, we're going to have a long hiatus from PLEs because they moved Money in the Bank back a month.
Mm-hmm.
So after SummerSlam here, we don't have a PLE in August or September. They got 2 months to build Money in the Bank.
You don't think they'll have a Saturday night's main event in between there at some point?
I mean, they will, but they don't do much for those. Look what we just saw.
I agree. No, I agree. A lot of the Saturday main events are catered to what they're doing in the building or what they're doing. Even the Goldberg one, it's always catered to something specific. Another English word I suck at saying.
Yeah, because you may get CM Punk wrestling a tag match. He's not going to defend the belt on there, even though he won the World Heavyweight Championship at a Saturday night's main event. Though he won one there, but he won't defend it there. Roman Reigns won't be defending the belt there. So
well, we'll see because War Game after this. We still got Crown Jewel in there or somewhere.
I mean, that's in November, I believe, though. Oh, Marie's right. They got Sunday's night main event.
Wow.
There.
Okay. Yeah, so their pay-per-view schedule is a little bit interesting this year.
Yeah, because they moved. It was initially in September,
right?
They moved it to October. And another thing with that too is, are they going to lower the prices for Money in the Bank? Because
I don't know if they're in New Orleans and they're trying to get to that. I don't know. They should, because think about it, Hoss. Like they fucked New Orleans already. So how many times? With WrestleMania, Money in the Bank getting moved originally, now it's in October 10th. Like they should. Are they going to? No, but I mean they should, because the only thing after that is War Games. But like you said, if you see Roman Reigns getting cashed in at that Money in the Bank right after, then
it's gonna be well.
Money in the Bank's the Money in the Bank's not really gonna advance after October 10th.
Yeah.
And if it's a failed cash in, everybody's gonna go nuclear.
Oh yeah, they're gonna say you burying Trick Williams. Then they go
whoever wins it, whoever wins it, but
Whoever
especially if
wins.
it's Trick. Yes. No, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting if SummerSlam, how much money they're by the time the media scrum for tomorrow night, if they don't talk about the highest gate and all that, then we're looking at, oh my goodness, TKO is going to be, we can't, oh my God, how are we going to pay the Zuffa boxers? We can't take our profits.
Chris, I got a question for you. They brought out Justin Jefferson for SummerSlam. Now for Money in the Bank in October, what New Orleans Saint are they going to bring out?
Chris Olave.
Boom.
The people don't know Chris Olave. You got to bring somebody else out. They don't know Chris.
Drew Brees.
Yeah, you could
stand across from Tom Brady.
You could.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cam.
I was gonna say Hoss. Besides,
because QB1, QB2.
Besides Chris, it's like, and again, he's not a superstar name. I think a lot of outside.
What's the defensive tackle? That big one that's been there for years. All-star.
Cameron Jordan.
Cameron Jordan.
Cameron Jordan's a big WWE fan.
You got Alvin Kamara, maybe. I mean,
Travis
Etienne.
He has personality. Alvin Kamara actually has a little bit of personality.
Braun Breaker's cousin, Scott Steiner's son, if he's still on the team. I don't know if he got cut yet or not. He's been invited as a walk-in.
Oh yeah,
we'll know in a couple weeks.
Unrestricted free agent.
Well, because I'm about to get, they're gonna do it because these tickets, like Marie says, should be affordable. TKO don't know what affordable is. Like they don't know what that means. They have no clue what affordable is.
I agree.
All right, so we got a couple hours before the SummerSlam card. We want to thank everyone. My last thing I wanted to say: Mara Shade contract is expired. Do she resign with TNA or she moves on and be with Kevin Knight and AEW? Chris,
I don't know. But I don't. It's not one of those people that's gonna make a difference for me anywhere. I just think she's So
I think whoever has the bigger lollipop, she'll suck on.
I think whoever offers her the better deal. But it's not somebody that I care about.
It's back to TNA. Her wrestling style doesn't fit what Tony likes. I mean, unless he does a personal favor for Kevin Knight. I don't know how far along they are in their relationship. But that's the only way I can see her going to AEW because she's not that great of a wrestler. She's a nice wrestler, and she has good presence. But no, would you? Are you pining for Mara Sade versus Chris Statlander?
Oh God, no. What about the Daybreak? Do you know about that? I don't know about the Daybreak video, Heather.
I have no idea.
Can you give us a little? You know Haas, the Daybreak video?
Oh no, not at all. What we didn't talk about was CM Punk and Cody Roseberry kissing on Danhausen, the real undisputed champion of WWE. Y'all seen the video?
No.
Y'all haven't seen it? It was in the house show.
I'll explain to you. I'll explain to you afterwards of my. There's been something going on with me, so I wouldn't be able to.
Oh, gotcha.
I've been watching wrestling or even on Twitter. You don't see my interaction too much. It was a house show. Oh, is that the when he come out in the pajama, in the robe, in the towel for Danhausen?
I don't know if he was out in the towel. Sure. I just saw the video on X, and both of them kissed Danhausen in the mouth, both of them. In California, not on the forehead, not on the cheek, not on the hand, on the mouth, both of them. Both of these married men.
Kenny and Dakota Ibushi did that on AEW Dynamite.
Yeah, both of them are married.
That would have been a headline story.
So what they wanted, a golden shower?
I guess they wanted some Danhausen teeth. I don't know.
Yo, Marie's funny as shit.
Marie been on one.
Oh, this. Oh yeah, here we go. Thank you for telling me what that.
Oh, that was what it was called. Okay, I didn't know it was called Daybreak. I didn't know that.
All right, here's the video. It was a greatly done video, beautiful, nice, but it's the same bullshit message from every motherfucker that gets released from the WWE or God. Oh, I'm gonna have creative freedom. I'm free. Ask Soraya. I was always a WWE girl. I'm free. I got freedom. I'm gonna be creatively free. Sure. I'm gonna say this. It's hard for me to be crying over rich men. They're rich. They've been rich for a long time. Biggie ain't stupid. Biggie ain't stupid. Boogie got that nice cushy job as an analyst on WWE.
He's on right now.
Exactly. Exactly. He's crying. Poor Biggie. I feel bad for him.
He does what we're doing right now. He's just at the richest level of doing it.
I don't feel pity. The New Day, go on, do other things, but you're going to be the same. You're going to be relevant for 3 months, and then you're off. You go with the Hurt Syndicate in the closet.
I mean, they're going to
hurt people.
I mean, Marie's right. They're going to go back to WWE and be retired in the Hall of Fame in a couple of years anyway.
I'm back home. Back home.
I mean, Heather, you're right. The animation was good, but it's just hard to be sympathetic to these millionaires.
I'm not sympathetic one bit.
I can see if this was Hank and Tank. I can see, because they're gonna be struggling. They get cut from the PC right now. They're gonna be out here flipping burgers or working at Lowe's. You think you're finna see Kofi Kingston picking up 2x4s at Lowe's or Home Depot? No.
Tank I heard he's gonna be my helper in a couple weeks.
Exactly. They're gonna be a UPS. Austin Creed, you think he's gonna be at IHOP? No, Austin Creed will be playing video games at home, kicking it hard. Nice video. It's just what's that statement?
It was done great. Don't tell me wrong. It was great video, but the message,
good message, wrong messengers. Like, these people are grandfathered in strong. They've been rich a long time. Now, this was Grayson Waller. Yeah, we have a discussion then. Grayson Waller gonna need some help if he gets cut from NXT. He gonna need some help.
Mason Rook is gonna need some help when he gets released.
Yes. But Kofi Kingston and Austin Creed ain't got to work another day in their lives. No, they're good. They're fine. They're great. They're Hall of Famers. They got money. They got royalties coming in for the New Day merchandise and all that stuff. Now, they weren't stupid not to save their money to Sundown. But yeah, that video was greatly done. I wasn't compelled to move at all with the bullshit that they don't have no creative freedom. I heard that from so many wrestlers that say they go to the AEW. They're gonna go there. They're gonna have creative power. They're gonna have creative freedoms. They're gonna do things that they've never done before. Okay, whatever. Ricochet. Oh, Ricochet, I'm so creative. Yeah. Meanwhile, get the fuck out of here. gonna lose your belts on Wednesday. You just won them last week.
When his wife is the most thing that's over, and it's not even for her vocals, it's for her ass. Yeah, it tells you a lot.
Where is she? She needs to, in her 2-year ban over with. It feel like it's been 5.
No, it's in September, October around there.
That's when Ricochet will finally get over. She gonna come out there announcing him. She'll be out there. She'll be his female Don King.
So is it because of him or because of her?
Because of her, you know that. You know it. The bond.
But anyway, guys, we're gonna say goodbye here. We definitely want to thank everyone for joining us. We'll be back on later on tonight to hear our reactions, our thoughts, our whole opinions, our arguments, likes, dislike on the podcast here on the Sports Jedi Media with the SummerSlam recap. Don't forget at 9:00 the PUWF will be talking about Grayson Waller and all that good stuff there. And yeah, man, may the sports be with you guys. Follow us, subscribe, and share. We have a lot of different content on our channel, and we're almost close to getting our old channel back. So we're definitely with that. And look, we have more platforms, and we could split the difference and all that stuff, and so forth. But we'll wait when that road crosses. So thank you guys. Appreciate everyone in the chat. Appreciate everyone watching us.
Tony, you are hilarious, man. You're Mason Rook gonna be undisputed champion for Braun Breaker. You're funny guy. You're hilarious.
He'll be the undisputed eating champion of the world.
I wouldn't be surprised how many hot dogs he.
It's still real to me, damn it. I mean, thank you.
Take it easy, man.
Thank y'all guys. You're awesome.